Are we? We are live. Hello. We did it.
Hello,
Hey, everybody.
I am so excited. I actually, you know what? I'm thinking about it. This is my first live of 2025.
Hey, we are honored. We are
Yes.
honored.
So, I'm the one honored here. Everyone joining in. Hello, hello. I am joined by my great, wonderful friends, Bobby Torrez, Michael Anthony. You know them from the People Under the Scares podcast, which I'm not going to lie, I was listening to your monkey episode earlier today.
Did you hate us? Were you host?
I'm playing a dangerous game listening to your guys' podcast at work. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah.
But
Not safe for work.
I do it anyways. I
don't even know what we said that was crazy on there. What did we say?
I just think every time you talk, it's just curse words. It goes into stories where it's
pretty
sex
much
stuff, just all over the fucking place. So
how did we get there in the monkey?
I don't know how you got to this in the monkey, but you guys were talking about crusty socks at one point. It's because the kid. It was like the mom found the sock in the kid's room. Spoiler alert for the monkey.
And then we had a whole conversation based on did you have crusty socks when you were younger?
Oh my god!
So this is how we're starting off this live. We're barely 2 minutes in. So, but yeah, I am excited. Let's get into it. I made another 68. I want to say team, but this isn't really teams. 68 monster bracket, kind of like last year. It's different from last year though, because last year we did the 68 greatest American horror films. And if I remember correctly, the final four was Alien, The Evil Dead, The Exorcist. And I was very happy with this upset, but Jurassic Park, and then Jurassic Park made it to the. We ended up picking Alien. But I was so happy that Jurassic Park made. I had people texting me afterwards. They're like, "You rigged it." I was like, "I did not rig it."
He really did it. Looking at the list, I wouldn't think it would get up that high, but when you just going through it and you're trying to make sense of everything, it just got there. It just happened.
It's hard to rig when you have everybody involved. You know what I mean? Like, you can't get inside my head or Michael's to say, "Hey, pick Alien." Like, no.
I just think we're that good of friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
That we were all on the same page. I was okay with it, but yeah, I was looking at it. Well, it's not like Jurassic Park went against a bunch of movies. Like Jurassic Park took down The Wolfman, The Thing, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, The Exorcist. Like movies I put a lot more faith in than Jurassic Park. The Anthony Bellamo's in the chat. He says, "I'm here to vote against Jurassic Park this year."
Oh, that's right. We were taking viewer thoughts into consideration as well. I forgot.
Yes, and I will do that again this year. But we are not doing movies. Doing movies. I'm gonna add to the stage the bracket. Oh, here we go. And this year I picked 68 monsters and villains from throughout horror. We got the icons. We got the deep cuts, old monsters, new villains. And we're going to figure out. So I got 4 regions. I have the slasher region with Michael Myers at the top. I gave him the #1 overall seed in a region filled with slashers. I have the monster creature region with the xenomorph as the 1 seed. I figured since Alien won it all last year, the xenomorph would probably still be our #1 guy. I have the supernatural bracket, which I have Freddy Krueger as our 1 seed in this region. And this is all like to kind of give you guys a little bit of a preview. The slasher region has Michael Myers, Ghostface, Chucky, Harry Warden from My Bloody Valentine, Johnny from In a Violent Nature. So I try to put in a few, like, not just Freddy, and well, Freddy's not even in that bracket, but like Jason and stuff. The monster bracket, I put in, like the Thing and Predator, the Wolfman, but like we got Cocaine Bear in there. We have the Graboid from Tremors, Pumpkinhead. So Supernatural, we got Freddy Krueger, Pinhead, Candyman, Damien, Jennifer Check. I'm proud of that. And then the fourth region is the wild cards, which is like everyone else.
Okay.
The ones that didn't fit neatly into the three other brackets, or I didn't have room for in the three other brackets.
I thought they said John Travolta at first.
Maybe it did. No, wait.
Torrez.
So, just like last year, I do have a first four. So we'll do these little play-in games first in our first matchup. So Anthony, who, if you're still listening, it's Jurassic Park versus Jurassic Park. Either way, Jurassic Park's going to win this round. But for the first matchup for you guys, well, first off, actually, I got to ask you two how we want to do this. Do we want to do it how we think it's the most popular monster? Which monster we think would win in a fight? Which monster we think would win in a basketball game? Anthony says that's how you rig a bracket. Well, Jurassic Park's getting at least one win.
But like, Bobby, what are you thinking? What do you want to do? Yeah, you win in a fight? Basketball game.
Basketball game is crazy.
Because here's the thing: if we do like who would win in a fight, I will admit Godzilla's in this bracket. So,
I mean, there is that.
So,
but we can maybe what your guys
popular, but that's like subjective too, because like some people, like I guess fight / basketball. I don't know.
Adam says, who would win in a basketball game would be spectacular. So I kind of want to see what happens.
We could throw it in here.
It's Wednesday night. I'm already drinking, so I would. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, it is Wednesday. So yes. I'm already drunk. No, I'm not. But if you guys are cool with it, I think we should go with who would win in a basketball game.
That is fine. I'll apologize now because my terms may not make any sense. I know layup, double dribble, shit like that. So we will see. It'll be funny though, regardless.
But should you not double dribble?
I don't think you're supposed to.
Yeah,
I know traveling is another thing.
Yeah.
It's when you like don't dribble. This is funny to me. I might be the most basketball literate between the three of us.
You could correct us then. Well, I'm a gay, okay? I was not playing. I was forced to play the times I was playing basketball.
Sports ball.
Listen, I was in the band at a school that was good at basketball. I learned. But all right, so the first matchup, I don't know how this game would go down, but it's going to be really funny. We got Rexy from Jurassic Park versus the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park. Who would win 1v1?
I'm going with the Velociraptor because they're quicker. And did you see how high they can jump when they were jumping Rexy at the end of the movie? Like, come on, them layups would be crazy.
But
so I'm gonna say
T-Rex is kind of like, I can't believe I know this. Yao Ming, just tall as fuck. Does he need to jump? No. He can just drop the basketball.
But can Rexy catch the basketball?
Absolutely not. I guess with his mouth.
Because like the Raptor have an advantage because like they have small hands, but not as small as Rexy. So it'll be hard for Rexy to get the basketball. This is so silly. I can't believe we're having this conversation.
Are we still going with the T-Rex can't see that well unless something's moving?
Well, the Jurassic Park T-Rex can't see, so I would say yes.
Yeah.
we're
Bobby,
specifically going Rexy from Jurassic Park. The chat says, Anthony says Velociraptor.
Yeah,
T-Rex
for
has
sure.
tiny arms, can't even dribble.
Hello? Isn't there a basketball team, the Raptors?
Yeah, from Toronto.
Yes. Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
Hello.
Look at us knowing stuff. Oh my God.
Yes.
See, you guys.
Now,
you guys
I like that
know.
team only because there was a Raptor on it. That's the only reason why.
Honestly, I get that because, like, when I was growing up and other kids wanted to play, like, the basketball video games and I would rather play, like, literally anything else, I'd be like, I only know the Pistons because I'm Detroit boy, and I like the Raptors because they're Velociraptors, and then I'd pick them, and then they weren't actually Velociraptors. I'm like, what the fuck? So...
Wait, there's another version. Is that a bird? Well, there's other versions of raptors?
Like, raptors are like birds of prey.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And then, like, velociraptors and, like, the dinosaurs, they get the raptor name from the birds. So, like, if I'm not a biologist, I could be getting my taxonomy. I almost said taxidermy, taxonomy wrong, but, like, I'm pretty sure like these birds of prey are like hawks and falcons and eagles. Those are raptors.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
and then in the dinosaur world, you got like the Velociraptor and the Utah Raptor, and yeah. So the chat wants Velociraptors.
I agree. It makes sense.
So
bye, Rexy.
First round upset. Jurassic Park still wins, but it wasn't Rexy. So Anthony, you win this round. So the next one, this will be to play into the supernatural bracket. I believe against Freddy Krueger. Yeah, so they'll have to play Freddy Krueger first. Who would win? Jesus. Bagul from Sinister or Pyramid Head from Silent Hill?
Pyramid Head is deceptively fast, even though he shouldn't be.
Yeah,
but that's really the only benefit. He's also tall, I guess,
and ripped.
Yeah, he's a big man. Hello,
slow. Bagul, he can pop in and out of nowhere. Maybe he'd be better equipped to like do ball handling, ball work.
That's good enough for me.
He comes with kids. He comes with a whole team of his own, so he'd have other kids that can help him get the ball over to the hoop.
But if we're going to use that logic, wouldn't Pyramid Head have, like, the nurses?
I can see that.
And then technically with a bunch of noise, they only move. So you have to be quiet. So it's going to be a lot of... So I don't know.
And kids are never quiet.
And yeah. So the nurses would fuck the kids up, take the ball, win. There we go. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I like Mike's logic. I'm leaning more towards Bagul.
Okay.
But Pyramid Head, I don't know.
Anthony says Pyramid Head looks like he can't see Bagul.
Yeah, so he does have the thing over his head. There is that. So
all right, but he can still see clearly, like he was getting people.
I always felt like he was just listening, or he could just sense where you are, not necessarily.
Yeah.
See.
The supernatural.
I don't know. And he has a big sword thing. He probably won't even be able to touch the basketball. He would just cut it. So I'm gonna go with Bagul.
You both are going with Bagul?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bagul with this one.
You go with Bagul.
All right, Bagul from Sinister. All right, we are doing it. I'm double checking. Yep, the bracket works. So we got an epic monster matchup to go into the creature bracket in a little bit. Godzilla, King Kong.
King Kong.
Oh, you said that. So
well,
yeah.
So
you said
are
that.
They fouling each other? And I feel like there's gonna be a few fouls happening here between the two of them.
I feel like it's impossible for Godzilla not to foul. He's just too aggressive, too much of a dick.
Right.
He could trip King Kong.
He probably will
Kong
try.
Is in the fucking gorilla, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, he's fast.
King Kong can dunk.
Human-like
He has opposable
abilities. He could
thumbs.
dunk. Yes, he got. Yes, I feel
Here's
like Godzilla would just, like Austin said, like foul a lot. He'll use his little blast, just messing up, make a big mess out of everything instead of actually playing the game. So I'm gonna say King Kong is gonna get this.
Before we lock it in, I just want to do a point. In like sometime in the 2010s, there was that commercial going around with Godzilla playing basketball and like dunking on the
Oh my
hoop, and then he
God.
was like surfing.
Maybe baby version of Godzilla would be, but no, King Kong would overpower him.
I think we're leaning King Kong. I just wanted to put that factoid out there. Godzilla does have ball experience, but
something.
but I'm cool with selecting King Kong. Anthony says King Kong could climb the Empire State Building, has
Yes.
dexterity. Yep. Adam says he feels like Kong is more agile. I agree with that.
There we
Michael
go.
Merce says, I'm Michael Merce. Hello. Let me put King
The
Kong
shape.
in that
What?
bracket. All right, and the next matchup is
God.
Megan from the movie Megan against the Terminator from the Terminator. So, like, I don't know, 3.5 foot tall doll versus the 6'5" Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I feel like Intriguing is more. Shout out to Sheree. She's smarter, and those dance moves are killer. Clearly, so that means she can move. The Terminator. I don't know. I'm
Okay,
leaning more
what
towards
rules are we
Intriguing.
going by? Are we going by like legitimate basketball rules with this? Or are we just saying like Megan can take control of robots to help her fucking get to the end of the court, and then Terminator's just
I
ripping
feel like
them
we
apart?
can use anybody's ability, all of them, because obviously we don't know that much about basketball. So
Yeah, and it's
clearly
more
we're
chaotic if
using-
we do it that way.
Yeah, so we're going to use the monsters and their abilities versus each other to see if they can win. So
Well,
that's what we've been doing so far.
Terminator might have a better chance, but Maggie could always mess with the scoreboard and just make it seem that he never won or scored anything.
So she's a
So
cheater.
she could control the scoreboard.
I feel like the Terminator could do that same thing, though.
Oh.
Because, like, he's also, like, a robot that can manipulate and, like, manipulate like technology around him.
Interesting. Oh, well.
The chat's saying Terminator.
Terminator. I'm going to make one last point for Megan. She can replicate things just by watching it and be programmed. So maybe
you know what?
she'd be a better basketball player.
Like, she could, like, download Michael Jordan and, like, Kobe, like, clips to her brain.
Who's the little guy? Muggsy Bogues? Who's that little man in Space Jam?
What? That was a great poll. Yeah, I think it was Muggsy. That was a great poll, dude.
Thank you.
But then if we're going with that, I feel like the Terminator would just like go Shaq, like Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, yeah. They would make Shaquille O'Neal the Terminator and send him back to play the basketball game.
Yeah.
And like the Terminator is supposed to have like deadly accuracy, so like I feel like he'd be lethal from 3-point range.
Damn, you're right. Okay, yeah, I could see Terminator taking it.
Also, I'm going hard for the Terminator because the chat's going hard for the Terminator.
I mean, I get it because that's everybody's fave, but like, come on, like, Intriguing.
Anthony said if Megan uses robots, the Terminator should include multiple Terminators then. So, there's that.
If it's like a team of Terminators versus a team of Megans, I kind of like the Terminators. Because like the Megans would be quick and agile, but like the Terminator's not the slowest guy in the room either, you know? Like He could be
Not at
spry
all.
if he needs to be.
That is true.
He would overpower her, I think, probably. Just thinking about it now.
I feel like she would give him a run for his money, but they would win
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
I think it'd be a great game, but in my defense, I was not thinking we'd do basketball matchups when I made this. But yes,
But I,
we
like
will.
in my head,
Yeah.
I see Megan doing flips with the basketball, jumping onto the Terminator's neck, and then doing the dunk. Like I can just see a bunch of stuff happening right now. We're like, come on. Like
I
she's
can see
very
that as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can see she's very agile, and she would be very smart in doing things like that.
I could see all that happening just to lose by 10 points to the Terminator that just goes up and like lays it up over her head.
Yeah.
Like I feel like she has to work extra hard and the Terminator will just walk down the court and get his bucket.
I mean, yeah, she could barely handle Bruce as it was in the movie. So Terminator might be...
Terminator is like equal size, I think, to Bruce in that movie.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like Terminator...
I feel like we have to revisit this when Megan 2.0 come out because she might have some upgrades. So
fair. That is fair. But for tonight, we will go with the Terminator. So the first 4 winners are the Velociraptor, Bagul, King Kong, and the Terminator. Let's get into the real bracket, guys.
I really don't know who's going to win this whole fucking thing tonight. I'd have no clue.
And my seeding was based off of what I thought was the most popular monsters. So my seedings mean nothing. Anything can happen.
Anything.
But let's go with the slashers first. The number 1 seed, Michael Myers, against the 16 seed, John Carver.
We have to do this first, man.
From Thanksgiving.
Okay, Michael's slower. We can go with that for one.
Well, we have different variations of Michael. We have Michael that runs in Halloween 6, clearly.
We have Big Boy Michael from the Rob Zombie movies.
Yes.
John Carver, I think, is a little more... He's quicker. I guess, uses his brain a little bit more than Michael.
Because see, this is weird because we have Michael who's human, not human, and then we got John Carver who's just human. So it makes it a little bit more difficult because I mean we obviously doing the whole basketball thing. So yeah, he's gonna be quicker. We putting John Carver up against a slow walker here, y'all.
Right.
So this is difficult.
I don't think it is. I think Michael Myers is actually a defensive player, so he's just gonna lose regardless. And John Carver, I think, is going to take care of business.
Not if he popped the basketball with his knife and then nobody wins.
There's plenty of basketball. There's plenty of basketballs.
So, you guys thinking the big upset, John Carver over Michael Myers?
I mean, what do you think, Austin?
I think I did not think of having them play basketball when I made this bracket.
Right.
Adam says, I don't know why, but I feel like Michael Myers wouldn't be able to shoot that well. I kind of agree.
Coordination may not be on point, maybe because he's human, but he's like not human at the same time.
And like John Carver, like here's the big difference between Michael and John Carver. John Carver, without spoiling the movie, is a dude who grew up like normally and probably played basketball, whereas Michael Myers has been in like the asylum since he was 6 years old and does not have any concept of games are fun.
That's crazy. Why don't they let them play basketball or play?
I feel like he would just stand there and not understand what's happening.
Now that you say that, he would just kill somebody during the game. He wouldn't even play.
I don't know. I feel like Michael Myers he know how to drive a car perfectly.
That's fair.
We never seen the man drive a car before, but all of a sudden he jumped in the car and know how to drive it. So I feel like he probably played basketball and just didn't say nothing to anybody. He got everybody upset. We don't know that.
Can he jump?
He's still a person, Mike. Yes, he can jump.
We've never seen him jump. I'm just saying.
He can survive a big fall. I don't know if that's the same as jumping, though.
Well, clearly he can jump because if he's coming down on pole from like handles and poles on one arm, obviously he had to jump up there to get on the fucking pole to jump, come back down. So we never see him do it.
And he would.
How the fuck he get up there, Mike? He flew.
He climbed up. This isn't a what's it called? Pull up. Is it pull up competition?
Well, to be fair, I would say John Carver, but I feel like this is unfair. But yes.
Yeah.
This is payback for Jaws. Get him out of here.
John Carver moves on to the next round.
I can't wait to see who wins.
We have the Hookman from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, jeez.
Against Victor Crowley from the Hatchet series.
I don't think Hookman has a chance in hell. Victor is quick, dominating,
and he's like focused. A strong dude.
He's a big guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have the ball and just like push him out the way. Just push him and then just do a dunk and do an aggressive growl because he's aggressive.
Okay, so if we take like rules out of it, the Hookman could use his hook to his advantage, I guess, to like attack him while they're playing.
Oh, don't do that because you didn't have that same concept with Michael Myers with the knife. So now
I feel like the hook would be like a detriment because that's one less hand you have to, dribble.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I say Victor Crowley.
Yeah.
He's fast.
And also,
Anthony says
Hookman is slow too.
Hookman would pop the ball. So we'll go Victor. So this is actually a really funny matchup now that they're playing basketball. Chucky against Angela Baker from Sleepaway Camp.
This is
okay.
crazy.
So are we talking about just regular Sleepaway Camp? Or are we talking about the Angela from all like part 2 and 3, grown up Angela Baker?
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I haven't seen the sequels. I was thinking of like the OG one.
Okay.
But if you guys want to go with sequel logic, I'm cool with it. You'll just have to like explain.
Here's my argument against Angela really quick. If the mother forced this character to be Angela because she wanted a daughter, she would have never let her play basketball ever or sports ever as a kid. So I think her skills would be lacking on the court.
All right, you're making assumptions because you don't even know. You're making assumptions.
Did you see the way the mother was just? There's no way she is letting Angela play basketball. There's no fucking way.
All right, but when did we see Chucky play basketball? If you want to go that logic, we never seen Charles
Chucky
Ray
definitely gives
ball.
me he grew up playing basketball.
All right, he gives, but
psychotic.
did we see it? Like if you're going to go with that logic with Angela, because we didn't see anything from her past. Now, if you want to bring in the sequels to the Sleepaway Camp, she definitely played fucking basketball, just 100%. So, Austin, watch this movie. I'm telling you.
Put his soul into someone else and play basketball. So that's the other thing.
All right, but like we don't have time to do that. We don't have the time for the.
There's no rules. There's no logic in this.
While he's doing the fucking Damballa, fucking Angela scoring dunks like crazy. Like, come on, we don't got time. She wins
unless he puts himself inside of Angela and then plays.
She's going to kick his little ass. It's not going to be time unless he knock her out and then do it. Yeah,
which is possible. He's done it before.
The only way I see Chucky win is like he slices her ankles and then she can't like do anything.
Good point. Good point.
But that didn't happen. So
let's say that did happen. He slit her Achilles heel, and she couldn't even move any closer. So,
but let's just say she kicked the shit out of him to the point that he can't even get her, and she's sitting there doing it. So, if you want to go with that logic, we can do that. She's a much taller person. Actually, she can get Chucky the fuck out here. Watch those sequels. I'm telling you, she's smarter. She could come up with traps. She don't got time for bullshit. She's just as smart as Chucky. She thinks like 10 times ahead. So
and she has a horrible wig. And
I think and what they have to do with her gameplay?
it'll get in the way of her shooting or moving.
First of all,
at
she
all,
only had the
really.
wig when she was trying to get into the camp. That wasn't a permanent thing.
You really want
Anthony
this lady to
says
win.
Chucky's head looks like a basketball.
It
She
I'm
would
assuming-
throw Chucky into
that
the-
is something she would do, actually.
Yeah.
She would make his head a basketball and play, and that's the death for Chucky.
I feel like, I feel like after all that, Angela's the winner.
She has to be like, come on.
So
Chucky's not even like the basketball's probably bigger than him. Like, come on. Or close size. Like, he's not gonna be able to do anything.
I love
Give
it.
him like a little mini.
This should have
top,
been a
like kid's
soccer
basketball.
bracket.
It
And then he
should
would
have.
have won.
He wouldn't
next-
even win that.
He's still strong. Just because he's tiny doesn't mean he's not strong.
All right, but that doesn't mean he could kick a ball.
He-
And
Can
keep
you
up
imagine that
it.
with his little legs?
Kid, did you see the big green? That little kid in the big green, he kicked the ball, and he's basically Chucky's height.
The
So
Big Green?
it's
What's that?
possible. It's a soccer movie. So you watch all them Disney movies, but you didn't see the big green.
I don't even know what that is. So
We will watch the big green, Bobby.
I've seen Little Giants.
I
Okay,
see Little
that's-
Giants.
That's similar.
Austin,
All
you know
right.
the Big Green.
No.
See,
I'm gonna move us on.
Comments. Has anyone seen the big green?
Our next matchup: Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Pearl. I was
Sorry.
thinking from Pearl. If you guys want to do Pearl from X, that'd be fucking funny. But I was thinking Pearl from Pearl.
Okay.
First of all, we know Pearl is gonna rub on Leatherface's chest because she is in dire need of it. But
Well, old Pearl is. Young Pearl.
young Pearl, she was trying to fuck a goddamn scarecrow. I think she would go for Leatherface
Because her husband wasn't around, and then she found an attractive guy.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
And
that.
Leatherface kind of looks like a scarecrow from a distance, and if you squint,
Ooh.
That would be an odd matchup, them two. And it's like I see it though.
but if we're going with that, I think Pearl has the advantage because Leatherface, and I'm thinking specifically Leatherface from Chainsaw 2, would just be confused by the sight of a woman.
Oh yeah. I think
And
she'll
he-
be able to match his energy too. So
Right. And Pearl is like, can you imagine like her craziness for dancing but applied to basketball?
I'm the
If she doesn't get
star.
teed up and ejected, I think she would.
Yeah.
She'd
Yeah,
be
I don't
fighting
think-
with the refs, but
for sure.
I mean, she can. I didn't think her dancing was that bad, so maybe she could have some hand-eye coordination. To swing an axe and be able to actually kill somebody, I think takes some sort of coordination. So,
And-
with Leatherface,
and Leatherface is-
throwing shit. I,
yeah, like he's big, he's strong, but he's out there like breaking doors and like hitting his leg with his own chainsaw.
Yeah, I don't
Ugh.
even think he probably would understand the concept of basketball too.
don't
like-
do that.
No, I'm just being real. Watching the movies, like it is what it is, you know. So
I said it about Michael.
yeah, but Michael is smart though. I don't think he's a doof.
How do we know that?
I mean, have you not
Leatherface is-
seen the movie?
Leatherface is just a baby.
I mean,
you don't
yes,
mean it.
I feel like in one of the movies he threw a chainsaw. Maybe that newer one, he threw a chainsaw at that girl, and it was. So
It
I
was,
think he
the
has more
3D
accuracy
one.
than we thought.
I think he's strong. I think he has accuracy, but I think Pearl would fluster him.
Yeah, I think so too.
Huh.
I would say Pearl.
All right, Pearl it is.
All right, so this is our Pearl wins. So
Oh,
coming up,
Lord.
we have a girl-girl matchup with Angela and Pearl. Well,
Uh-oh.
Anyways,
I'm excited.
We have our first normal matchup of Norman Bates and Patrick Bateman.
Unless Norman tries to kill Patrick, he is not winning.
Yeah, I think Patrick Bateman is like, he's definitely stronger than Norman. He works out. I don't think Norman does. Yes. I think Patrick Bateman. I don't know if Norman's tall or not, but like,
I don't know. I feel like Norman plays a little hoop in his spare time. You know,
maybe.
I feel like Patrick Bateman's too like self-absorbed about his looks. Like he don't want to play basketball because he feel like he's going to break a nail or damage his face or something. Like he's like one of those guys. Clearly, like he cares about his looks. He's a narcissist,
right?
So,
but he's also like machismo kind of narcissist. So it's like, he's ultra competitive.
And he's athletic, sure, but
yeah,
Norman is,
and also precise. He did drop the chainsaw down the stairwell and it hit that lady. So, and he timed it. So he has timing, and he's precise, and he's athletic, which I think are all important.
And I feel like Patrick would have more ball knowledge than Norman. I just kind of imagine Norman just like not really paying attention to sports. He's more content doing his taxidermy and reading books. Whereas Patrick Bateman, like, he'll pay attention to the NBA finals and just root for whoever the top team is, like Golden State back in the day, or like the Lakers with LeBron or something, or like March Madness, he'll just pick Duke every year.
You just made the reboot. Instead of him just playing music when he's going to kill somebody, he watches replays of sport moments. And is screaming at the television screen, and then he kills people.
Have you ever heard of the 96 Bulls?
See, yes, it works.
But okay, so we feeling Patrick or Norman?
Patrick. Norman doesn't have a chance.
All right. So this is going to be an interesting one because Ghostface versus Billy from Black Christmas. One of them we can't even see.
All right, so let's choose a Ghostface because there's different variations of Ghostface.
Oh, we want to choose one?
We have to. We can't just choose a... Like Ghostface is a person, a different person each movie. You have to choose one. He's not just an entity itself.
Well...
My boy Chris is in the chat. He says, OMG, Billy versus Billy. No way. I feel like we got to go with Billy Loomis.
Let's do that. I
feel like our choice has been made.
Yes, so, that's perfect.
So, Billy is a pretty athletic dude, I think. Billy Loomis. I've met Skeet Ulrich at a couple horror conventions. He's taller than me. So, really? I'm 5'11". He's got to be 6'1", I think. 6 foot or 6'1".
Be short.
Really?
I think it's because he's always next to Matthew Lillard in Scream, and Matthew Lillard is a tall dude. Wow. But like, I'm not the shortest guy, but Skeet's taller than me. Whereas Billy from Black Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about this when I put him in. I was like, "Oh,
are we talking about Billy from Black Christmas, the OG, or the
remake?
Do we see him in the remake?
OG, yeah, the remake.
Eventually, we do.
Yeah, in the remake,
I would go with the original because he's clearly fast and crazy. So I would almost say original Billy. Okay. That scene with him running down the stairs scares the shit out of me just because of the yell he's doing as he's.
We don't see him, but. Yeah,
I just watched the original in December. Fantastic film.
I love that movie so much.
Okay, Ghostface is clumsy. We have to keep that in mind. Ghostface typically gets not overpowered, but at some points we get fucked up because Ghostface is typically clumsy.
And he gets outsmarted.
Yes. And all Billy would have to do is like whisper something crazy in his ear, like pretty pink, whatever. And he might... And we know Billy is a horny, cheating bastard, so that might be all it takes for him, and he'll be distracted, and then Black Christmas might win. I don't know. That's my crazy logic.
Okay. But at the inverse of that is he's so crazy, he might undo himself. And like, score on his own basket and give Billy Loomis 2 points.
Yeah, he is very erratic and very like all over the place. Clearly,
Mhm.
ugh, I don't know. And then to be fair, Ghostface is clumsy, but it was 2 killers. It was Stu and him, and I feel like Stu was more of the clumsy one. I don't think Billy was the one that was tripping all over the place.
I mean, which ones
And
do
he's
we know
smart.
Billy actually did though?
Billy definitely killed. Well, no,
I don't know which one would have
'cause I know
been.
Stu killed. He had to kill Casey, and
Right.
he had to kill Tatum.
That's crazy.
Who else died in that movie?
Penny, the cameraman.
The
The
principal.
cameraman. Okay.
Oh, the
Yeah.
principal. Yep.
Hmm,
I guess not that many people in the first
Not that
one, huh?
many.
Oh, what's his name? The boyfriend who gets gutted in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Steve.
But we didn't see
Steve,
that.
I think.
Yeah,
Steve,
Steve.
I don't know. I'm going with Mike's
feel like
logic.
you're being
I would say Billy
blinded.
from Black Christmas, but at the same time,
You just think Billy from Scream is hot. Okay, let's call it
did I
a
say
thing
that?
here.
I mean, I
Let's
do
call
think
a
he's
thing
hot.
a thing here.
Mike. Oh,
He is
my
blinding your judgment
God.
because he's
Are
attractive.
you raving back to now?
Oh,
Are you seeing visions?
I am, and I'm telling
like
you,
what's going on?
that Billy,
I didn't say any of those things.
Billy doesn't even care enough to win this damn game. He's so focused on
Mike,
following
you're
Coochie.
coming up with
He
stories,
does not care
and I didn't even
about
shut up. I didn't say
basketball.
any of those things. Yes, I think he's hot, but I didn't say any of that.
We got to look at this comment real quick. He's big and he plays football and he'll beat the shit out of Billy from Black Christmas. Anthony Bellamo says,
I don't know. I feel like Billy does
tiebreaker
play
for the tournament
basketball.
should be who is hotter. So Billy Loomis would get the win.
Well, if you're talking about Billy from the remake, with even with his jaundice, he was still attractive guy.
Bobby.
Right.
Now I will say Billy
So we're
from Black
discriminating
Christmas's
now?
voice, his phone voice, that might have worked better for me than Billy Loomis.
Really?
So going looks versus
you're a
the
weirdo.
auditory shit.
So you want somebody to be like, pissy, like you want somebody like that in your ear?
I'm imagining what else he can say with that voice,
No,
not
I'm
those
okay.
words specifically.
I don't want to imagine anything that voice is saying.
All right, let's pick a person because this is crazy. My vote, I don't know what y'all gonna say. I'm gonna say Billy Loomis, but y'all might say the other Billy. But I'm going for Loomis.
I'm going
What
for
do you
Black
think?
Christmas. I'm going for the other Billy.
All right, chat. What do you guys think?
Let me see. I gotta exit full screen.
What do you guys think? I'm waiting for.
We've never
I'm
seen
waiting
Billy
for-
Loomis run. I'm just saying he could be horrible at it.
Billy.
What
Okay,
was
thanks.
Billy? I'm gonna hurt all of y'all in this chat.
Well,
I think it's clear. I think it's clear they mean Billy from Black Christmas.
Come on, y'all.
I'm gonna pick Billy. I'm gonna go. The winner is Billy Loomis just because of the comment, and he'll beat the shit out of Billy from Black Christmas.
Period.
That comment is what cemented it for Ghostface. All right, Art the Clown versus Harry Warden from My Bloody Valentine.
I'm gonna say Art right off the bat because Art.
You were talking about booby traps. I think Art would definitely just have random shit that would fuck Harry up on the court, so he could even get to the hoop.
And I think he would fuck with Harry so much that it would get Harry so pissed that he would just lose distraction and win in the game. Because Art does tease people, he annoyed them. So I can see him doing it to Harry, and then Harry just kind of just lose focus.
I feel like Art is low-key very athletic
Mhm.
because he's always doing all that mime stuff.
Mhm.
And like, you got to have like ab strength for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, your core's got to be engaged to do like all of that
And he
bullshit.
carries the heavy sack, so that also helps with the core.
There's probably a basketball in there.
Covered in spikes, which don't affect him, but would affect Harry.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I can imagine him having like a entire basketball hoop in there.
I'm trying to think what Harry, like, what would his advantage be?
That's the
know.
problem.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
hard
know.
to. And I love this comment.
He has
I bet
good
Art's
aim.
foot rook. Yeah, he does have good aim.
Yeah, he has great aim actually. So
I love this comment. I bet Art's footwork goes crazy, not gonna lie.
oh.
I actually can picture him being really good at basketball. So this might be a problem for everybody else. I don't know.
I could picture him doing like the under the leg dunks.
Yes.
Like he's one of the Harlem Globetrotters.
And then like teasing Harry at the end every time doing those weird faces.
Listen, I don't know.
I'm here for it.
Damian Leone, I don't know if you're watching this, but a few years down the road, crossover we all need. Terrifier and Air Bud.
Oh, leave that dog alone. Oh my God.
I was just watching that movie earlier. It was on TV and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen that in years. Air Bud used to be my shit.
I didn't know which one you were talking about for a second.
But, Air Bud. Yeah, the dog movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but I'm like, are you talking about Terrifier or Air Bud? Because I mentioned two movies. Okay.
Yeah, Air
Bud.
But
can you imagine how lit that, like, the state championship? It's like Air Bud and his team of, like, what are they? High schoolers? Grade schoolers? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, Art the Clown.
Yeah.
And it's like
coming.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It worked better in my head.
Yeah, that's a twist.
Art is taking it. Art's taking it.
Yeah. This is the easiest one so far. All right. Last one of the slasher bracket. Jason Voorhees and Johnny from In a Violent Nature.
Okay, so which Jason? Because again, different variations. We have the fast Jason in part 2 and 3 and 4, and then we have the zombie Jason.
Even zombie Jason is faster than Johnny.
True, but
I'm just thinking ahead. What if we went with remake Jason?
Okay, remake Jason.
That axe throw, crazy,
yeah.
and he can run,
and he set traps as well.
This is true.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking ahead. I kind of want to see that matchup with Art the Clown later.
Okay. Ooh. I feel like we have to add fights in this to see who would get the point.
Oh God.
And get the ball in the hoop. Like they have to fight over who's gonna get the ball to the basket.
Well, these are both strong guys, but I like Jason. It's up to you guys, though.
I agree.
I'll say Jason as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Jason is moving on. Let's go down to the supernatural bracket.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Freddy Krueger versus Bagul.
Freddy
no.
Freddy.
Yes.
We seen Freddy in every shape and
so
form.
many situations.
So many situations where we can see Freddy. Yeah, he got this 100%.
All right. The Nun, the Babadook.
Ooh, Valak in the Babadook.
Well, the Babadook can be on the ceiling, so he could just
he
hover above
that. Yeah, he's quick, but then Valak,
I guess he can fly too.
Yeah, Valak can fly.
But what does Hack get in the way?
People. Who, the Babadook?
Yeah.
The Babadook could come out those clothes. Did you not see the movie? Where he
Oh
just
yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
I haven't seen the movie in a hot second.
I forgot about that. But if Babadook just says Valak's name, moot point. He's gone, done, dust.
But do the Babadook know how to talk other than saying his own name?
Yeah, I thought he was like a Pokemon.
We know what he means when he'll say Bob. We know that when it happens.
We don't know because we haven't seen it, and he's not saying it. Child.
It's like what's his name from Guardians of the Galaxy, the tree, whatever the hell it is.
Oh, Groot.
Yes, it's like we'll know what he's trying to say when he says Babadook. He's really trying to say Valak.
All right, but he's not saying it. He's trying to say it, but he's not actually saying it. He has to say it.
Is it one of those?
It's like a Pokemon, but like, Bobby. Like, I could be saying a whole fucking sentence. You don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
But through context, you could figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah, but you have to say Valak's name, so I don't see that. Yeah. I don't see that logic working, Mike.
The Valaduke.
You know what? Perfect. I love that.
They actually would be creepy as mixed together.
That's a fusion I don't want to see.
I want to see it. I want to see
Use the Babadook's face instead of Valak's face.
But then how tall Valak is?
Oh.
Valak's true form is like black demon with horns. So
I might give it to the nun just because she's tall.
She is.
Yeah.
We can go nun because I can't really think of anything else to help.
And she can like move stuff. Like literally she can move stuff across the room. She can she's a demon. She got this. Yeah.
If her shot's off, she can kind of will it to go into the basket.
Yeah.
All right. Candyman versus the Djinn from Wishmaster.
All right, so I'm going to say Candyman. I already know Mike is going to choose the Djinn, but the thing is, nobody's going to talk.
How do you know that?
Because I know you. And since you like putting words in my mouth, I'm putting words in yours. So...
Dang!
The Djinn... I mean, all right, so the Djinn, he could go into the human form. But are we doing that? Or are we doing his actual, self, his...
I mean, I don't even know if that matters.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
But because he seems like he's slower and he seems more creepy or in his regular form. I don't see him moving like a regular...
He can make things happen. I don't see the Djinn himself shooting the basket. I feel like he's able to orchestrate things to make the point happen.
I got a point to make against the Djinn.
Okay.
The protagonist in that film, I forget her name. She was literally a basketball coach, and she found a way to defeat him. So, point against Djinn for that. Point for the Djinn is head-to-head. He does outwit Tony Todd in that movie.
Yes, I could see that. Candyman, I could give him. He can fly as well.
He can levitate.
So I could give him that. He would use the bees to carry the basketball.
Oh, he would use the bees to help him with his hook hand, so he'll have like a bee hand.
Yes.
Okay.
It's kind of like in Dead by Daylight when you're playing as Chucky. Obviously, Chucky can't pick a survivor up to hook him. So the shadow version, Charles Lee Ray, comes up and pick the human up to hook him, and then he goes back.
That's what that is? I thought he was just making them float. And then
it's Charles Lee Ray, like his...
That's cool.
Yeah, he picks him up and then put him on. So I feel like Candyman would do the same thing with the basketball, like you said, Austin. Yeah. He would just use his bees and kind of just use that to... help make the shots and all that. And like I said, he can levitate. Can the Djinn levitate too?
Maybe.
I don't
If
remember.
you wish it to be. I don't know. But
right, so we're not going to be talking.
Well, here's the one thing. Maybe he could trick the Candyman into making a wish that'll fuck him up and he can't win. Because all he has to do is ask questions. You know, Candyman loves to talk endlessly. So I'm just saying the likelihood of him making a wish if he asks him to is high.
But like the Candyman, when he's talking, his words are so like flowery and like
poetic,
exquisite.
Like
it's hard to like
it's very
twist
poetic
those words. I think
it is. And this, if he has a goal, which he was going for, like for Helen, like I don't think if he has a mission, nothing's going to stop him from reaching that mission or whatever. So I don't think he's going to fall into the trap of the djinn and having a conversation to him about wishes.
So.
I think Bobby has a point. The Candyman is more driven, I think.
Really?
I think so.
The djinn was on her ass that whole busting car windows when she stopped the car. It's Candyman. I'm playing. It's Candyman.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean, but like Candyman took care of a whole ass baby just to prove a point.
Yeah,
it wasn't even his baby. Who babysits for free? Like, come on.
Well,
I'm going to give it to Candyman.
All right.
But I liked that. All right.
Wait.
What?
I keep misreading things. I thought that said Damien Leone versus Reagan.
No, it's Damien Thorne.
Damien Leone versus Reagan. That would be something. I'm rooting for Reagan, 100%, regardless of those.
Okay. No, it's Damien Thorne from The Omen. Reagan is older.
Older. I'm
imagining Damien from the first Omen movie, because like if it's Sam Neill, then I'm
that's cheating.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
That's a grown ass man. Yeah.
Or he could if you want to
do that,
if you want to bring movie.
Or if you want to bring in like sequels and stuff and connections, we can talk about Reagan from The Exorcist, the TV show. It was technically a continuation from the movie played by Gina Davis. Sorry, spoiler alert for everybody, but that show's been up for a minute.
Oh, yeah, that was a big fucking spoiler.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This show been out for a long time. It's been over 10 years.
And Gina Davis, League of Their Own, so she handles balls. So there's that.
True.
Yeah. But that's if we're going that route. Yeah. But if you want to do from the first movies for each one, then okay.
I was thinking the first movies for each one.
Okay.
But Damien, people are doing his bidding because they are basically in servitude to him. So, knowing he needs to win this basketball game, somebody from his little clique is going to not pitch it, that's baseball. Come in and decide to play for him and try to win.
But now that I think about it, if you watch The Exorcist, Reagan can move things with her mind.
Yeah.
Very athletic. She can levitate.
She can crawl backwards on the stairs.
She can crawl back. She does the spider little crab walk thing. Ugh. So I can see her eating in this actually. So I don't know. She can she can shake things up.
And she grabbed balls in the movie.
I'm leaning towards Reagan.
Literal. Yeah, I'm going with Reagan. At first I was with Damien, but then I forgot that she was doing all these things in that movie. And I was like, yeah.
Because if like Damien has someone play for him, who's it going to be? Like Nurse Baylock?
Oh wait, that's the wrong movie. That would have helped Reagan. I was going to say the
Father Karras.
Yeah,
not Father.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, that's not the right person.
Well, Father Karras in The Exorcist 3, he was making motherfuckers go up into the ceiling and shit and set them on fire. He can move people, so.
I'm leaning towards Reagan, but I do have a scenario I need to pop into your guys' head. Let me know what you guys think. Damien uses one of his Rottweilers to go Air Bud on Reagan.
Austin.
They are capable of many things. Crazy things happen in those movies. I'm just saying, stuff that should not be happening ends up happening.
I am leaning towards Reagan. I just needed to put that scenario in everyone's head.
No, it's a very funny scenario. I'm happy you brought that up.
All right, I'm putting it
Reagan.
in for Reagan, yes. So next up,
versus Reagan.
Oh, that's gonna be fun later. Samara
versus the Ring.
Versus the Ring versus the Grudge. Samara versus Kayako.
What they can do.
So Samara, she can pop out of TVs. Is water when it comes out of it. You look at her face, you're mangled 100%. Where with the Grudge situation,
appears out of nowhere.
They appear out of nowhere. It's like a curse, so they follow you. And they could come out. You could be under your covers, and they're like pop out right there.
But they kind of like just drift towards you. I feel like, like they're kind of like booze, I guess, where it's like they're very quick when you're not looking, but then they're just kind of there when you are looking.
Yeah.
Whereas Samara, she'll do like that glitchy, like fast thing.
Yes.
And if we're bringing in Scary Movie 3 logic,
oh my gosh, no.
Like if she could go toe to toe with Brenda.
Where's the Megatron thingamajig in placement to the basketball hoop? Because maybe she could pop in and out of that versus only.
Oh, like the Jumbotron?
There we go. What did I say? Megaphone?
You said Megatron.
You said Megatron.
Okay, Transformer. The Megatron. Oh shit.
But like she could jump in and out with the basketball, and then the other one she would barely be able to keep up with her at that point.
And I feel like all she have to do is look at Samara, and Samara would get her out of here.
Right.
But she's already dead.
So, it works on dead people too.
Maybe there is a Samara versus Kayako movie on Shudder.
I know, I haven't seen it yet.
So maybe I should have done it, and that could have informed us.
Yeah.
One day,
anybody in the comments seen it, let us know how. It went
let us know. Let us know. But what are you guys thinking? Okay.
That's the Grudge, right?
Samara.
The Ring.
The Ring.
I put Samara.
Yeah, I think the glitchy shit is a benefit.
All right. Pinhead versus the Insidious Demon, aka Darth Maul.
Demon.
Oh, I mean the lipstick face demon.
So first cool thing that popped in my head is Pinhead uses his hooks to latch onto the hoop, and it just draws him to the hoop, and then he just drops the basketball inside.
He does have his little Cenobite partners.
Yes, but Insidious Demon can open up the further and bring a bunch of other spirits and shit in.
And also the lipstick demon, he can like crawl on walls and shit. Like
That's true.
And
he's got some hops.
He doesn't even have regular feet; he has hooves, so he might be able.
And he's got those long fingers, so like I feel like he's really good at rebounding.
Yes.
But Pinhead using the chains, I think. And I feel like Pinhead is like deceptive. He's not like athletic, but I feel like he's deceptively quick. Like he'll be standing like this the whole time, but he's going all over the court.
Now I'm picturing this, and it's crazy in my head. Pinhead running around the basketball.
I'm thinking of it like Dead by, because these characters are on Dead by Daylight. He just floats, like he floats along, and he uses his chains a lot, 100%.
Yeah.
His chains would definitely be an advantage,
especially using them for like defense, just blocking every shot the Insidious Demon tries to make.
Even grabbing the arms of the Insidious Demon.
That's true. He could try to do a dunk and then chain, grab it.
Ooh. And what if the Insidious Demon goes to shoot and Pinhead uses the box and it just opens up a different doorway and blocks the hoop from him even getting the.
That has to be a quick. Yeah, I'll go with Pinhead with this one. I think he just has a lot more advantages than lipstick face dude.
I like it. All right, Carrie White versus Jennifer Check.
Okay.
Who's Jennifer?
I feel Jennifer's body.
Bye, Jennifer. I'm so sorry.
Anybody? Carrie Powers, like, come on.
I mean, she might destroy the gym.
Yeah, we're gonna have to move to a new gym after this match.
Like, I see like Jennifer like winning a little bit because she is a cheerleader. She has like friends that play basketball. But then Carrie is going to get so upset that she's just going to destroy every fucking thing.
It's going to take Jennifer talking all that shit that we know she will start talking when she's winning, and then Carrie's going to get upset.
She's going to say Carrie needs a makeover. She should go seek help. She has mama issues because Jennifer is rude. Like, she's very rude. So
would Carrie get upset after the game though?
I think throughout the game, as Jennifer is like close to winning, I think at some point Carrie's just gonna get fed up.
But if Carrie just ends the game and like destroys the whole whatever, but the score was like 98-17,
Jennifer still won that.
I still think Jennifer wins. Right. So Carrie might kill everyone, but I still think that's a win for Jennifer if we're going with that logic.
Okay, now let's see. That's why I love having these conversations because we all said right away, Carrie. But when you think about it, we only know Carrie to use her powers that type of way when she gets angry. Like, she could still use her powers before, but she has to get there. So throughout the game, Jennifer could be getting all these points, like Austin's saying, and she might end the game, but Jennifer still won it. So
Jennifer can levitate.
Jennifer's strong.
She is strong.
And the very beginning of Carrie is Carrie just like not playing volleyball at all, and then like the other kids getting mad at her, and then they make fun of her for having a period, and then it goes from there. But
see, it's crazy.
It's established from the very beginning Carrie's not good at sports. Is what I'm trying to say.
She got good at figuring out how to move shit at the move. She was bad.
Yeah.
I think it would take Jennifer being like saying something along the lines of, I don't know, I could drop this hoop on your head like the bucket with Tommy or some shit.
Or did
like
you
that.
shower and smell like Thai food?
I just feel like by the time Carrie wakes up and like goes murder mode, the game's over. She already lost by 30.
What about her sister? Does that count from the sequel?
No.
Could she help?
We're not. So we're bringing in sisters now.
I'm putting in Jennifer.
Yeah.
That's so crazy because you would just think Carrie, but then
right. But you think about it, it's like, well, actually, it's closer than we think.
Yeah.
All right. Pennywise, the dancing clown, against Rose the Hat.
This is an interesting match.
I can see both of them talking a lot of shit.
This is so random. This is the one I would probably really want to watch because they're going to be talking a lot of shit to each other.
They're going to be talking a lot of shit. There's going to be a lot of chippiness, like low blows and like
they can get into
hard
each other's
fouls.
heads. Oh my god!
Literally in their heads.
Yes.
I think I know. I know who my winner is, but I'll tell you guys, and then. Well, I don't want to affect your guys' opinions.
As much as I love Rose, I'm leaning more towards Pennywise because one of Pennywise's abilities is to turn into the thing that you're most afraid of. And you can do that to Rose. I'm sure she's scared of something where it would distract her because she is easily distracted if you watch that. Like Amber was getting her the fuck out of here in that movie. I feel like Pennywise would use that to his advantage in winning. Versus what Rose can do.
My only thing is the stuff actually happening that he's showing, like that he's doing, or is it just in her head? Like, is it he just projecting what he's doing but not actually doing it?
That's true, because if it was just in her head, then he can score. Like if he was actually doing it, that's taking
Maybe
away
this
from
needs to be
actually
like
the
an
game.
astral plane basketball match. And they're like,
And
they're
on the
fighting
flip,
in their heads.
well, on the flip side, Pennywise is kind of thin-skinned. Like you just roast him, and he
Yeah, I
just
forgot.
shrinks. And if they're already getting into each other, I don't think Pennywise is as tough as Rose the Hat.
No.
In that realm.
Was that in the book? Because I know, like in the miniseries, they didn't do that, but in the newer ones, they talk shit, and he kind of like shrunk down into that little shriveled up raisin. But like,
I read the book, but I don't remember, to be
I
perfectly
think
honest.
it was a fight with like a turtle or some shit. It was like
yeah,
yeah,
and they were like holding each other's tongues.
Yeah,
It was
a
like
bizarre ending.
I need to know what he was on when he wrote that, because that specific part I need to know, because that is such a wild thing to think of.
It was crazy. It's been a few years since I read it, but it was crazy.
Yeah, same.
But I'm just thinking, if they're trash talking, Rosa Hat, like Rosa Hat says some diabolical, crazy, like you taste like whiskey, like these messed up things, and like Pennywise wouldn't last like 30 minutes in an old school Halo 3 Xbox Live game room chat. You know what I'm saying?
Don't they both feed on fear a little bit? Like, well, not Rose feeding on fear, but more like you taste better when you're a little scared or some shit.
Yeah.
So that's why she was torturing the kids.
And she goes after other people that are a bit magical. So
and Pennywise is like the most magical.
Wow.
You could get.
But Pennywise would have to get to her first in order to, like, before she gets to doing it. He has to manipulate her first. Because
also they're not fighting; they're playing basketball. We got to keep that in. We got to keep that in mind.
But these are supernatural creatures, and we have to use their abilities. You know what I mean? So it's just like their abilities matter in order for them to win this game. So I would say Rose the Hat, but I feel like Pennywise would have to.
He could just turn himself into a fucking basketball player.
Yeah, he could turn himself into Kobe.
She's probably too busy be lusting looking at him.
I feel like I'm going to disqualify that, because then he'd just win the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, true.
That I might have to make a line, like draw a line in the sand. Because at that point, then, and that's just not fun.
I mean, okay,
and I don't see Rose doing any layups or anything like that. I see Pennywise doing flips and shit. Like, come on.
He is the dancing clown, so
yes,
we want to give it to Pennywise.
He hops. He can jump.
He does.
Far.
Oh my, yeah. Let's give it to Pennywise. I think it's a good game, though.
And he can make her float.
So that was a good game, but it goes to Pennywise. This bracket's going to be fucking insane.
I'm scared.
The Xenomorph against a creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, it's one of those. Well, they're in different environments, but
these are the monsters. These are the creatures.
Okay, so this might depend on what environment the hoop is in. Is it on the water? Is it...
I would say like normal March Madness, neutral basketball. Like all of these are in like a Madison Square Garden or a Little Caesars Arena. I don't know what the NBA stadiums are by you guys.
I'm just thinking of Space Jam. They're in the line. Everybody's just cheering them on from the side.
Space Jam.
I don't see a situation where Black Lagoon would win this.
He's got big hands.
He does, but I'd have to refresh. I don't know if he's that smart. Xenomorphs are extremely smart.
And Xenomorphs also have big hands.
Big hands. Thumbs even.
And if we bring in Alien Resurrection, they kind of have DNA with Sigourney Weaver.
And she was playing basketball.
And she was playing basketball, and she fucking like makes it from half court behind her.
Guys, we're just going to talk about the regular team.
I mean, I see the correlation.
I see the xenomorph winning regardless.
All right, the xenomorph.
I mean, technically, wouldn't Black Lagoon guy die if they're in a stadium anyway? Like, he can't breathe on land, can he?
We're not
but that's sad. We're not thinking
Let's
about
just act
that.
like think Space Jam. They have to go against each other. Let's go.
All right.
Jeez.
This one, Pumpkinhead, the Brundlefly.
What's the Brundlefly?
Jeff Goldblum's fly.
Oh, that's what it's called, the Brundlefly?
Mm-hmm. Because he's
you remember Brundle. I did that for Who Said That on our show.
Yeah, but you didn't call it the Brundlefly. You just called it the
I
fly.
did. I said you have to get the exact name of it.
You said the fly.
Whatever.
Go back and listen. Listen to damn.
You might be right.
What do you guys know? What episode that was?
No.
Well, it don't matter. Everyone listen to every episode of the People Under the Scares podcast on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast.
Oh my God.
New episode every Monday.
Know it's last season, I think. So, yeah.
I got you guys. I got you guys. With
Anthony brings up what I was thinking of because I don't think Brundlefly got to the point. Well, I guess I don't know if he got to the point where he actually got wings yet. I think he died before that. But are we assuming he has wings in this?
Well, he got to a point where his body was just like dissolving and just like not being a body anymore. But he got to a point where he had like superpowers. He was able to hop
walls.
He was super. He was breaking arms.
But Pumpkinhead is tall, very tall. He has those big ass hands.
Pumpkinhead can dunk without even leaving his feet.
Yeah,
that is true.
And that noise might drive Brundlefly insane. That cicada.
That like cicada noise. It's dropping. I hear it right now. I'll go with
Brundlefly is way more agile than Pumpkin.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go with the Fly. Anthony, you should. I think you'd like that movie a lot. You should check out the Fly at some point. Yeah, I think you'd really like it.
And in my head,
this is gonna be a horrible basketball matchup. The Thing,
Jean Jacket,
and Jean Jacket.
Okay.
So
all right, so we're gonna do our best to explain this. Wow.
Assuming Jean Jacket is not going to suck the whole basketball hoop up.
Jean Jacket also has multiple forms.
I mean, yes, but okay, so the ship form or whatever the hell it is.
The ship form, and then it has that one where it has this like. It just looks like a beautiful butterfly, a weird butterfly.
It looks like panties.
And then the Thing is hard because it's like, what is it? It's just.
I know the Thing
like,
it would make a little more sense for the Thing to be able to turn into something that could be good at playing basketball at least.
But it would have to attach itself to a human in order to operate.
I mean, it's attached itself to so many different things from across the galaxies.
Right.
Something has to be in there. They had that little.
There's one point where it's a giant hand.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember that, but yeah, I didn't do you guys any favors.
Because we probably didn't know we were going to actually go to like basketball route.
Yeah, that's fair.
Be able to suck the ball up and then shit it out.
Regurgitate it. Yeah.
Like
other things might come out of it, but also. Yes,
that's true. It might impact. It may not even go in. I would have to go with the Thing.
Well, no.
People from the crowd accidentally getting sucked up.
Right. You know what? I see it in my head. They're so fucking funny. Everybody just looks up and they just get sucked in.
And then she shoots the ball towards the hoop and like. Poor like Steven Yan flies out.
I would only say like the Thing would be more logical because it can move and it can actually use human things if that's where it's coming from.
Yeah.
But Jean Jacket can fly. It can, hover. It can suck and spit things back out. Balls. But
Adam says, yeah, it would take a lot of work for Jean Jacket to make a basket. I don't think
Yeah.
there's much accuracy
because it can't
there.
help but to suck everything up, not just one simple thing, unless it has skill.
I think the game might end up being like 9-7, which is an insanely low basketball. But I think the thing edges this one out.
Yeah.
Although now that you mentioned flying, I would like to see the thing attach itself to something that has wings and see what that would.
That's scary.
Possibility. Next matchup, the Predator versus Cocaine Bear.
The Predator.
The Predator's moving up.
And like, I can't, there's no way, like, I understand we had that conversation with Carrie and Jennifer, but this right here, the only thing I have is like the beer is so like coke the fuck out that it might make some dunks, but other than that, like,
It
Predator, maybe it could overpower the Predator. We don't know if it's on coke, because even if the Predator is attacking it, it may not feel those hits yet from whatever it's attacking it with.
But the game is basketball still.
Yeah.
The Predator isn't stronger than a bear, is he?
No, but you don't need to be stronger to win at basketball.
Yeah.
It helps in certain situations.
And he can go invisible.
True.
I feel like the fact that the Predator has thumbs.
Yes.
Anthony says Cocaine Bear would be disqualified for performance enhancing drugs.
It will be attacking everybody in the audience, not even playing the fucking game.
Yeah.
What if they put more coke in the basketball though, and so it was really eager to get the basketball?
I think it'll make it harder for the Predator to win, but I do think the Predator would win.
Yeah. And if you put the coke in a basketball, he's going to pop the basketball to get the coke, and then there's no basketball.
Yeah, okay.
I don't see him throwing the ball into a hoop. Don't see it.
That was a much better matchup before we decided they were playing basketball.
Now it would have been cool, Alien versus Predator in a basketball match.
It could still happen.
Yeah.
Just saying. That could still happen. So this one, the American Werewolf in London versus the Howling Werewolf.
The Howling Werewolf.
Howling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that one is like bipedal and could actually.
Yeah.
I feel like the Howling Werewolf is smarter than the American Werewolf. Can I pet that dog?
Yeah, the other
Chris,
so
you're gonna like the
ground.
next. Oh, you guys can see the bracket, so you already know what's coming. But yeah, low to the ground.
Wolfman and Cujo.
Yeah, Wolfman and Cujo.
The Wolfman.
Oh,
yeah.
It's similar to like Cocaine Bear and Predator, where
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a better matchup earlier. I promise.
Okay.
But
he could have gave it rabies.
But wait. Does Cujo go Airbud mode?
I think rabies gives you some sort of supernatural ability. And so I would argue, yes, Cujo.
So where was it in the actual movie?
Well, he realized he was only going after some lady and her child. So
if he had a supernatural ability, he would have blew those doors off the fucking car and got.
Okay, Airbud goes in the air. He doesn't blow things off of doors.
All right, but you talking about Cujo get supernatural?
Wait, guys. That noise comment. Would rabies also be a performance enhancer?
Oh,
that's good.
It will be until it's not.
Yeah,
because rabies, you just like will kill you.
Yeah.
So that's assuming Cujo makes it through the game. Oh, that's horrible to say.
And it's something that's transmittable that nobody wants to deal with. So yeah.
So we're gonna go Wolfman, but I love Cujo. All right, this is the Graboid from Tremors versus King Kong. And the next
King
matchup's
Kong.
even worse. Because at least this one, I'm like, well, King Kong wins, right?
Hear me out. The graboids do birth those other ones that actually are above ground and can move around a lot. So I'm just saying there's a chance. There's a chance. And they hop on top of each other to be able to do things. So there's a chance that they work together. And
all
they
King
can
Kong
go
had to do was just like kick them out the way. And...
Yeah, I'm going to give it to King Kong, but I like the energy.
Yes, Mike. That was a good one because I forgot all about that. Honestly.
That was good.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a blowout, but King Kong will advance. Like I said, I made this before we decided this was going to be a basketball tournament.
Oh.
The shark from Jaws versus the anaconda from Anaconda.
So we're in the water, basketball. We're no longer inside a stadium or whatever.
It's like a Pokemon match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you could think of it like that. Yes. I still say the anaconda.
I think the anaconda
it's
too
huge.
because it could
Not
pick
Jaws
up the ball
again.
and just.
Yes.
I think
I
the
agree.
anaconda would win. It's more malleable.
Yeah.
It can climb up things.
I'm sure it has a great hook shot. Next bracket.
Okay.
Dracula versus the Terminator.
Okay.
Dracula flies.
He does.
Mm-hmm. Dracula can be hot.
Yes. He also comes with 3 wives who can distract Terminator as he goes to the hoop.
He's not looking at them girls. He's a robot that has a mission to win this game. You program him to win this, and he's going to win that. He's not going to let no cooter distract him.
Fine.
I'm still going to say Terminator.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the Terminator guy get his hands on Dracula, and he will just break him. Like,
if the Terminator has a gun, there's no chance.
Yeah.
So...
Well, the chat's pulling for Dracula.
Oh.
That noise, my boy Chris. So help me God, if y'all sleep on Dracula again after last year. And Anthony saying Dracula from Netflix Castlevania would smack down Terminator. Also, Dracula from Van Helsing.
Oh. I did not like him.
But he's big and strong.
And can fly.
Flies. That's something to consider, actually.
I don't think we can just dismiss Dracula right away. I think we owe it to the chat that this is a conversation.
And actually, I'm sure he's much quicker.
So are we bringing up those robots that we brought up in the beginning with Terminator?
If Dracula can do it, then yes, the Terminator can too. Also, okay. Anthony Bellamo, my boy, has a good point. Dracula has mind control. I don't think that works against the Terminator.
Yeah, I don't think that will work on a robot.
They are playing basketball. Neither of them are dying. Terminator can die from being ripped apart. Dracula can only die from a stake. This is just basketball. If someone dies, that's a foul.
I think if Dracula understands Terminator,
mind control would work on the refs. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Mind control would work on the refs. I like that. That's good. That's good.
I forgot that he could like transform and shit. So I now that I'm thinking about it, I can see Dracula winning this.
Yes, he just turns into bats, carries the basketball, turns back, drop.
But just like we were talking about Megan's more agile, Megan's quicker. She's doing more style points. I think she's working harder than the Terminator, and the Terminator is just getting easy bucket after easy bucket.
Yeah.
But it seems like the chat really wants Dracula, so
and I'm leaning more towards Dracula too.
All right. Chat, you win as always. Next up, David from the Lost Boys against the Invisible Man.
I mean,
if
he's gonna go invisible, I mean that is.
Can David see?
But here's the thing: you could still see the ball.
True.
That is very true. Damn.
So it's just a ball going up and down.
So you know where he's at then. Okay.
Right. So I don't think the Invisible Man.
And David can fly. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
And the chat is pumped that Dracula won. So.
Yeah, and so I guess even though he can see the basketball, that doesn't mean he knows specifically what position Invisible Man is in. But
if he's shooting, so
by the time he gets to the hoop, David at some point would have probably gotten the ball back from him, though.
Right. I feel like David is athletic-ish, like athletic for a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going 2 for 2 with the Invisible Man, my guy.
Okay, now are we talking about original Invisible Man or the remake from a few years ago?
I was thinking the OG, but the remake from a few years ago might make a difference, maybe. I don't know.
Because I think that's cheating if we go with the new one. Because that's just a suit. And once David finds him, he can just fuck up the suit, and then you can see him, and then there's that.
Honestly, I think David.
But
I think David wins either way.
Yeah, I say David.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with David.
And the Universal monsters are 2 and 2 with Creature and Wolfman, or Creature and Invisible Man getting knocked out, but Dracula and Wolfman moving on.
All right.
So that I think that's a pretty good. That's pretty good. Jack Torrance against Annabelle.
Okay. So I'm trying to think of Annabelle creation specifically.
Well, here's the thing with Annabelle. She's accompanied, or is a demon, really. So
she's
it's not
demon,
just her.
Yeah.
It's the thing that's tall that's holding her up as well.
Kind of like Valak in a nun, similar situation.
And he can break fingers. So he can break Jack Torrance's fingers if he has the basketball.
But Jack Torrance is also kind of like possessed, right? Like even if he feels pain, I feel like he still like would go for it. Like I don't think it would stop him, really, unless you really like.
Yeah, because he gets like hit in the head with a bat, and he falls down the stairs, and he's still going.
Mm-hmm.
It really just getting lost and then freezing up is what does him in. So
he's going against the demon.
I can't see him winning this. I have to go with Annabelle.
Going Annabelle. All right. So Jigsaw against Hugh Grant and Heretic.
They both talk too much. So,
they should have been the commentators.
Yes. Jigsaw, the only thing I could think of is if he somehow set a trap in the game that would like keep Hugh Grant from playing.
Hi, Paul. Glad you can join us.
Hello, Paul. Welcome to the mayhem.
Hugh Grant is funny.
But Hugh Grant, that's crazy, Austin.
I don't know. They're both planners. Hugh Grant is more about probability and stuff. So maybe he will slightly have the edge over he'll anticipate Jigsaw will do traps.
Yeah. And he'll find a way around it.
And also, Hugh Grant and Heretic, to my knowledge, is younger than Jigsaw and does not have cancer.
This is true. Jigsaw is not running around.
But he kind of is in the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, Anthony Bellamo saying, does Jigsaw have prep time?
Well, there's no prep time. Because then if he had prep time, then he would be prepping for traps.
The prep time would be like 2 days, I guess, if we're doing March Madness.
So he would put a whole trap in that stadium for everybody.
I don't think it's enough for traps. I don't think it's that kind of prep time.
I'm going to say I think Jigsaw has more anger in him than Hugh Grant. So if they were just doing a straight up one-on-one, I think Jigsaw would take it. Hugh Grant, to me, is more of the intellectual type, and he does not give me athletic at all.
I think I agree with that. And also, if you kind of chant like Hugh Grant and Heretic, not real. Yeah, you guys know. But like Hugh Grant, he talks a big game, but the second you challenge him, he kind of falters a bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Jigsaw's 10 steps ahead.
Yeah, so I think I like Jigsaw in this matchup.
Okay.
And if he's wearing his backwards hat like in Saw 6, then it's game over. All right.
What?
Red from us
in a car
versus the car, Christine.
Guys, Red.
Christine is determined. And
so how?
Wait, so Christine does not come with rock.
What would this look like? Paint the picture for all of us.
Moving objects can hit at a certain angle, and do certain. Cars can hit things
Christine
that project upward.
Okay, so Christine's gonna be using the doors. We're gonna be using the hood of the car. Okay.
I can see that. Yeah,
some lights to blind Red so she can't see. You know.
I mean, okay.
Sound the horn so loud she gets frustrated. Okay.
Yes.
I will admit Christine has some offensive liabilities, but I think she is a monster on defense. I don't think Red can score on her because every time Red tries to, like, pun intended, drive to the lane, Christine will just pull up right in front, and Red's gonna have to shoot it from 3.
But Red
every time
is a ballerina or a dancer,
so she's got the moves.
She's very swift,
right? Christine can only maneuver so much because she's a car. I think what's going to be Christine's downfall in this matchup is the fact that she's is a car.
Right.
and cannot shoot a basketball.
I can't believe I'm having this conversation.
Red advances.
I tried, Christine. I tried.
So, Michael, I put this one in for you, not knowing it would be a basketball tournament.
Oh,
but
my
Frankenstein versus the Blob.
This is a no-brainer.
Frankenstein.
The Blob.
No. The moment the Blob touches the basketball is going to.
We're taking that aspect.
You can't. That's a part. Oh, so why are we taking that out? That's a part of his abilities. If we're bringing everybody's abilities in here, why are we taking that?
It doesn't mean so. Okay, hear me out. For example, think about the sheriff. His clothes didn't disintegrate. The sheriff was being decomposed, but not his clothes necessarily. So maybe the basketball won't completely be gone.
The basketball will be gone.
It's Frankenstein's monster. I should have clarified. Thank you, Dead Noise. And Anthony, you're right. The Blob can't dribble.
I mean,
I guess Christine couldn't dribble either. But
the only way I see the Blob winning this is if it just devours Frankenstein, and then that's it.
I would argue the Blob can dribble because it was doing when it does the little tentacle-y thing. It's possible it could dribble. And it could strip back down.
Monster. We are referring to Frankenstein's monster. I think this is the same matchup as Red Christine. Which
let's give it to Frankenstein.
All right, Frankenstein's monster.
Because if I see Red versus the Blob, that would be so fucking funny, though.
I'm so glad we decided to make this a basketball tournament because this has been chaotic.
Yes.
Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh my god.
And the Velociraptor.
The Velociraptor.
Okay.
Who beat Rexy to get into the tournament.
Yes.
And I'm so sorry for her because Audrey 2 was beating her in this basketball
You think?
game.
No, I think the Raptor would chomp down and get her out of here.
It's no chomping. They're going after the basketball and trying to get it in the hoop.
Why are we taking away abilities because you want your people to win?
Because they're not trying to kill each other.
But then soon, all right, but you still have to use your advantages to win. It's not about killing each other. It's using your advantages to win.
Okay, even if we take that, Audrey 2 could literally strangle the raptor with one of its tentacles. Chew its head off and then shoot.
But not when it chomps down on its tentacles and it can't just grow another one back. Chop it off. And the raptor is like, you're gonna have to catch me first, bitch.
And she can.
Anthony says, LOL, no chomping. Detroit bad boys say otherwise. Here's what I gotta say. I think Audrey 2 would be very hard to score against if she decides to plant herself in the defensive side of the court.
Yeah,
she is not going back and forth like the Velociraptor is. So she either has to be like, I can try and shoot from the whole court every time, and defend here, or I stick at my offensive side and let the Velociraptor score every single possession.
You don't think that Velociraptor would be tired out after a certain point?
Even if it is, it's still.
I think the Velociraptor could last a basketball game.
Yeah. I mean, for God's sakes, they're part of a team. They're the logo.
I know y'all are going to go with Raptor, but I do think Audrey 2 would. She just has to make one. She just has to make one. She made a phone call. Okay, the plant that makes a phone call.
It took her a long time to make that phone
call. A rotary phone.
And the Raptor know how to open up a fucking door. Hello?
That's less impressive.
Using a handle. You want to go there. You want to bring give it enough time. I'm sure the Raptor can make phone calls too.
No, it can't.
Give it enough time. Alan. It will be that whole for Jurassic Park 3.
All right, Raptors going ahead. I got distracted because Taymon entered the chat. Hello.
Taymon.
I agree, Paul, but
it was a 50-50. It was a close one.
You can beat this kaiju.
And I'm thinking like Audrey 2 at biggest in the store, not like at the end of the movie. You know, but
I'm just saying, I think Audrey put up more of a fight than the Velociraptor would at that point.
And basketball, I think I think she's either dominating offensively or defensively, but the Raptor is going on both ends of the court.
If you're talking about like a battle, then maybe. But again,
battle. I think Audrey 2 eats a Velociraptor.
Yeah, for
maybe
sure.
It's a half court. Maybe it's not a full.
Maybe it's a half court.
Girl, next one.
All right.
She's not going to win, Mike.
Hannibal Lecter against Longlegs.
Ooh.
I'm leaning towards Longlegs for some reason.
His legs be long.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards Longlegs as well. I don't know how to defend. I don't know how to put up an argument with this, but
this might.
I feel like
be
Hannibal's been in captivity for so long, and he's not. And I feel like Longlegs is physically bigger.
Okay.
I mean, Hannibal's quick and he's strong, but like, isn't Longlegs strong too? I don't know. Longlegs.
I'm gonna say a Satanist who kills in mixed dolls is probably stronger than Hannibal Lecter, because Hannibal but he uses his brain for the most part, and then he'll strike,
Right.
which might be a benefit in this, but I think Longlegs would just overpower him because he's just crazy.
I feel like Hannibal would be more content watching the game than playing it.
He'll be eating people in the audience.
Yeah. I think Hannibal Lecter would choose to would choose to lose on purpose just so we can watch the rest of the tournament and have like a nice Chianti.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Longlegs.
Yeah.
All right. So the first round is done.
Whew.
Now to determine the spooky 16, we're going back to the slashers.
Lord.
John Carver versus Victor Crowley.
Victor Crowley.
I think Victor has.
All
John.
right.
Yeah.
I like when
He
we
would
go quick like that.
He would just destroy John.
He's big, physical, kind of. I think Victor Crowley would be like a Charles Barkley back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Angela Baker against Pearl.
I'll say Angela. I'm sorry. She just more creative. She has traps for days. Pearl, I think, would just be caught up in her own. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. Angela.
What do you
She
think,
takes
Mike?
off heads.
I haven't seen the sequels.
I just think Pearl is so bored that she would play basketball. She would have been playing it all her life, the decade she's been on the farm. And
I don't see Pearl playing no damn basketball. I see.
Have
Angela.
a great night, Anthony.
Good night, Anthony.
Bye, Anthony. Thank you.
And I will defend the Raptor in all of her matchups. I got you.
I'm taking that Raptor down.
All right,
Fast
buddy.
forward to the end of this when the Raptor wins the whole entire game.
And Victor Crowley should win this whole thing, to be honest.
We'll see.
I kind of agree, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm trying to
That'll
be as
crazy.
impartial as possible, but I don't disagree
with
right now.
Angela Baker again.
Okay.
We can go with
tops it
Angela.
all.
Okay.
She goes
I haven't
to
seen the
camp.
sequels, so that's going to be...
I believe that she plays basketball in the camp, so.
All right, Patrick Bateman against Billy Loomis Ghostface. And no worries, Paul, no worries. When
You were still right.
when I made it, I wasn't expecting this to be a basketball tournament. We decided that at the very beginning of the live, so no worries,
Yeah.
Paul.
This is something new for us.
It's been a lot of fun, though.
It is fun. I'll go with
Yes.
Patrick, though.
Some unexpected winners. I would say so. It's Patrick versus Billy Loomis.
Yep. And Billy Loomis is in the Ghostface outfit.
Yeah.
He
It
can,
is-
we didn't even
I
think
feel
about
like
it. He
that
can
makes-
barely see. He can barely see.
I feel like
the
that makes a
outfit.
difference.
Yeah.
He'll slip
Patrick.
and slide. I wish I would have thought about this when we were having the last Billy versus Billy.
Are we feeling Patrick, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, Ghostface.
Bye, Ghostface. All right. Art the Clown. Jason Voorhees.
Jason versus Victor Crowley would be interesting.
Oh, the Kane Hodder versus Kane Hodder matchup. But we already established Art the Clown's a baller.
Yes. And I'm going to have to go with Art on this one.
All right.
As much as I love Jason.
Yeah, I think Art has too much tricks up his sleeve. Even if Jason can overpower him, I don't think that's going to do anything.
Yeah. If this was a fight, I would lean Jason.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with you guys. Art the Clown is moving on to the Spooky 16. So Victor Crowley, Angela Baker, Patrick Bateman, and Art the Clown are the
This
winners.
is so funny. We need pictures next time, Austin. Like, we need to.
I know. I'll have to like do screenshots later and post them on Insta tomorrow. All right, down to the supernatural bracket. Freddy Krueger going against the Nun.
I'm still go with.
I'm Krueger.
Yeah,
it's
Freddy.
Because I'm thinking because of his stretchy arms.
I didn't even consider that, but yes.
All right, I'm interested in what you guys have to say here. Candyman against Reagan.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord. I
love Candyman, but if we're gonna talk about how, like, we were saying all those things about Reagan versus Damien earlier on, with the powers and the abilities, I'm going to have to go with Reagan on this one. It's similar to Candyman, but Reagan is a demon and she can do a little bit more.
So, I don't know about that, because like Candyman has the bees and can also float and stuff.
She can set those bees on fire. She's a demon.
But she don't
or she'll eat them.
She's trying to get to the hoop. She's not fighting Candyman.
Again, like you have to use your abilities in a way to get to win.
Candyman is shoving bees down her throat all the way to the hoop.
And she would eat them and still probably win.
Oh.
She's a demon. Her whole head turned around and she still survived. Like, come on.
But like, she's a demon, yes, but
I
like
see
she's
her
not
doing
really
the spider walk. I don't know. She's faster. Even she can fly as much as Candyman. He has the bees, but what are these bees going to do? She
enough bees can carry things,
and she can carry herself.
I feel like
she levitated over her bed. Like, come on.
I feel like Candyman could block most of her shots.
I can hear him grunting, blocking the best.
I don't know, y'all.
I agree. He would be good on defense as well. Reagan, I don't see it.
Like, Reagan's a demon, but even as a demon, like, Reagan's not going that fast, you know? And it's like, who is Reagan fighting in that movie? Two old guys.
All right, but y'all not looking at what she can do compared to what Candyman can do.
She's a contortionist. That's all she's doing.
And she can fucking levitate like Candyman. So
levitate and fly are different things. She levitates. She's like Phoebe and Charm. She levitates a little bit, and that's
all right. So Candyman Candyman didn't fly. He levitated.
He went out of a window and was outside, and the bees are helping.
And he goes, yeet.
He got pulled outside the window. We didn't see him literally flying like fucking Casper, going in the fucking clouds and shit. Like
he reversed cannonball out of that shit.
Oh my god! It was like the Power Rangers when they go into Zords, but it's like the reverse. That's what it looked like.
So we're saying those things, but we're not. We're not.
But he was upright. Reagan is lying flat, levitating.
All right, but it doesn't matter. She was still levitating.
But she was doing it slowly. Candyman just goes.
He doesn't have to think about it.
I'll let y'all have this one, but I'm dying on this too.
I think the bees are an important aspect. They come with assistance.
I am putting down. I'm coming in as a tiebreaker. Candyman.
Y'all need to watch Repossessed because Reagan ate in that.
I still haven't watched it.
No, it's so fucking funny. It's so good. Linda Blair was so hilarious.
Samara against Pinhead.
Samara and Pinhead. They're both entities.
We're talking about the glitching, moving quickly shit, versus Pinhead and his chains.
Like, I feel like Samara has a better chance against Pinhead than Reagan did against Candyman. Samara is quicker, even though Samara's like the same size as Reagan,
and he'd have trouble catching her if she has the basketball.
I like Pinhead in this matchup.
Yeah. But she
can move, but the basketball can't phase like she can. So Pinhead can actually target the basketball itself.
But if she have her hands on the basketball, you don't think it can glitch with her? You think it's just her?
So.
I feel
think
like
it's
with these
just
supernatural
her.
creatures, I think it can.
Well, if I didn't
Another
see her
thing,
do it,
another thing we have to consider is we had Pinhead beating the Insidious demon,
Right.
this is true.
which I think is a tougher matchup than Samara.
Right.
We have to think, is Samara's glitching going to put her overpowering Pinhead and all the things he can do in a basketball
because he would
game?
try to use the chains, but he would have to keep up with her in order to use those.
Right.
So I'll say Samara. She would have that advantage just by the glitchy movement.
I'm gonna go Pinhead. He's going after the basketball.
Dre says Pinhead. Also, hi.
But are we doing favorites because we like them, or are we doing because
no?
what they
if I was
do?
doing favorites, do you know who would have been winning this thing?
Well, you were trying to, but you failed.
Well, yes. I'm still gonna make an argument.
Fucking Audrey too, girl.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Samara's my favorite. I just think Pinhead would win that basketball 1v1 matchup.
I don't know, man. I can see her with the ball and she's glitching. I mean, she can glitch with the ball. I feel like she can. Why are we taking that away from her?
We're not.
Pinhead. And then again, I don't know. He would have to catch up with her with the chains.
But
how far
to your point, if she's glitching and Pinhead can't catch her, maybe you do. Maybe I could be convinced.
That's the only thing that gets me is like he would have to get her defense.
And I just keep thinking of how she went toe to toe with Brenda in Scary Movie 3.
Right.
So
and that was a human. So
like, it's not like, yeah, like I bet honestly, Samara to me might secretly be a baller, kind of like Art the Clown. Like, I can see her dunking. I can envision that.
Can we talk about her hair being in the way at all? How that would be a hindrance to her making the point?
And then we can just say that Pinhead hands is always on his fucking box, so that means pause. So that means he can't get the basketball. So that means
I'm just saying, we were saying Ghostface might slip on his costume, so Samara's hair might be a problem for her.
She know how to move it out the way.
She's not tying her hair back.
Why not?
I like what you're saying, Mike, but it's never been a problem for her in the movies.
It never was.
So I like where you're coming from. But I was leaning Pinhead. I was, but I was convinced Samara's winning.
She had to get that. Yeah.
Jennifer, check. 1v1 versus Pennywise.
Still somebody who talks shit. Both.
Yeah,
of them.
right. Both of them.
I low-key feel like Jennifer she would not be scared of Pennywise in the slightest, so nothing he would do would work.
Yeah.
And I think she would just end up winning.
And even if there were no powers, I just think Jennifer would beat Pennywise in a basketball game.
Yeah, for sure.
The only thing he does have is he can jump far, as far as I can tell. But other than that,
he can dunk.
Yeah,
he could definitely dunk. But I feel like Jennifer would could knock him down, going to the basket, and then he would get charged for the foul, like a blocking foul. So she would get an and one.
I can see it.
I feel like she would. Yeah, like Paul says, I feel like Jennifer would bully Pennywise.
I agree. Jennifer versus Samara is crazy, but okay.
I am loving that bracket, how that one's shaping up. So that one is going on to the Spooky 16 is Freddy, Candyman, Samara, and Jennifer.
Oh my god.
Now for arguably the most unhinged bracket, the monsters. Xenomorph versus Brundlefly.
Jeez.
Xenomorph.
Okay. Whoa. We gotta
Jeff
talk about it.
Goldblum was highly athletic when he merged with the Fly. I'm going Brundlefly, honestly. I'm gonna go Brundlefly.
I see the Brundlefly, but I also feel like the Xenomorph, again, if you look also human-like abilities, because that's where they obviously come from. I feel like they can dunk as well. They can crawl on the walls. They have that huge tail that would help with defense and help maybe even catch the ball, probably. So
okay,
it would help with defense for sure.
Brundlefly could just spit on its tail and spit on the Xenomorph.
And then, but the Xenomorph also got acid for blood. If you want to go there, Alien versus Predator. When
that doesn't mean it's touching Brundlefly.
It could touch Brundlefly if you want to go there. I was trying to keep it cute, but now you're turning this into a battle. So
they're trying to get to the basketball to score the point.
Okay.
I think Brundlefly is more athletic than the Xenomorph. Or not athletic, more agile.
Xenomorph is going to be grabbing the whole time, and I don't think that's allowed.
I think Jeff Goldblum has better footwork.
Okay.
Yes.
Sticky, I guess.
Sticky, yeah.
Yeah.
If it was a fight, I would say Xenomorph all day. But I don't trust the Xenomorph's ability. I feel like the Xenomorph. I feel like the Xenomorph would be like playing with pure like natural like height and ability, but I feel like it doesn't have much basketball talent. Whereas Brundlefly,
like it would literally have to stand up. The visuals insane to me. Line up the basketball and try to flick it with their wrist.
The first Alien, he was on his hind feet a lot. So I mean, and very tall. And if y'all want to bring the Alien Resurrection logic back with Sigourney and the whole basketball thing, let's do that.
I feel like there needs to be lifelines.
That's
Once
true.
you use it,
basketball is in the Xenomorph's blood.
It's in the genes,
that
man.
Is
Come
true.
on, let's go there.
That is true.
It's not, but if this is the Xenomorph from the first one, it's not counting.
I don't know.
But
you know what? Brundlefly, I guess. We'll.
All right, we are doing. That was a good one, though. That was like Brundlefly won on a last-second bucket before the game ended. That was like pure March Madness.
Even Paul said it. No, Dre, Xenomorph, Paul, come the fuck on, Paul. Like,
do I go back? Do I put in the Xenomorph?
I'm sorry. I'm voting for it, and you got two other people that come on.
I need to know their reasons.
All right, I put in the Xenomorph. The crowd wanted the Xenomorph. The refs looked at the basket. He was Brundlefly was out of bounds. Xenomorph wins.
Okay. Oh my God, Predator.
Yeah, Predator versus the Thing. I feel like the Predator's gonna win.
Yeah. The Predator's agile and is athletic, has been training since they were little predators. So I guess.
And the Predator's 7 feet tall.
That's true.
And we're definitely doing this so we can have an Alien versus Predator again.
I think Predator can go all the way. I think Predator might be OP in this matchup, in this bracket at least. This could be interesting. The Howling Werewolf versus the Wolfman.
Okay, I would say.
Are we thinking of the I would say Wolfman regardless. Now that I think about it, Wolfman jumping on buildings, climbing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the Thing doesn't even have a form. LOL. Double dribble is terrible.
If this is creatures, dribbling does not count on the creature's side of this.
But
you're making the rules now, Mike.
That can't be. We had a card in here. We cannot say that dribbling applies to the creatures.
You know who I didn't put in this bracket that I absolutely should have?
Who?
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
That would be cheating, but yes.
I'm just saying. All right, next matchup: King Kong against the Anaconda.
Oh god.
I feel like it's King Kong, right?
Yeah, I don't even think there's any contests with that one.
Because I could see the only way that Anaconda will win, it would be like a carry situation again, where he would like choke King Kong out, but like King Kong would have the most points, but he would eventually die because Anaconda would fuck him up.
So it turns out the winners of this brackets are the ones with thumbs. The Xenomorph, the Predator, the Wolfman, and King Kong are all moving on to the Spooky 16.
Yes.
On to the wild cards.
The Riggery.
We got a vampire on vampire matchup. Dracula versus David from the Lost Boys.
Oh.
Well, one of the main things that we said about Dracula is that he can transform into a bat or whatever and carry
David has less abilities and is far younger.
Yes.
So less experience. Like Dracula was there when basketball was invented.
Yes.
I feel like Dracula would just say it's a primitive sport and not even be interested in playing it.
That's fair.
David,
Dracula?
to me, also has moved faster in that movie than I've seen Dracula move in anything.
All right, but let's go back to Dracula versus Terminator then, since you're going to bring that logic.
I need you to stop remembering past battles.
No,
and just go with the battle
I'm going
that
to
we are
remember.
currently
That's
in.
unfair. No, we ain't doing that.
We are in the current battle.
Yes, and how Dracula got in this current battle is by defeating the Terminator. So if you're going to sit there and talking about, oh, well, he didn't play basketball back then why the fuck he won against the Terminator?
But I'm saying David's faster than Dracula from what we've seen.
The chat wanted Dracula to win.
Yeah,
remember
Dracula
that.
Been here since the test of time. He was there, like Austin said, when basketball was invented, so he know everything about it.
Does he?
Yes, and he could transform. Another advantage. David does not have that.
Okay. But again,
so
who's faster?
Dracula girl. Next one.
We're all right. Dracula's moving on.
I don't think Dracula's out flying him. I don't think he's out. Dracula does not give me he has good footwork either.
Where does David?
He might have better footwork. He's a kid.
And a kid in San Francisco. Like, I'm pretty sure he played basketball. But Dracula moved on. Dracula's a winner. Annabelle versus Jigsaw.
Now this is weird.
Here's the issue. The demon can definitely move Jigsaw all over the place while trying to get to win this. So
I already see where this whole thing is gonna go. Oh
I would have to say Annabelle.
Okay. The doll is going much farther than I ever anticipated.
Y'all, if Annabelle wins this, I'm gonna be upset.
You know,
but
I don't know if she gets past Dracula though.
We'll see.
All right. Red versus Frankenstein's monster.
Red.
Yeah.
I say red for sure.
I feel like Frankenstein's monster only won because it was up against the Blob.
Right.
And Red, like ballet, she's fast, she's strong, she's tenacious. Frankenstein's monster he just wants to be accepted. He doesn't want to be in competition. He's just content to make friends and watch the game from the sideline after all this. So Red's moving on.
Oh, Lord, no.
The Velociraptor versus Longlegs.
Oh my gosh.
Dre says Annabelle doesn't move on her own, LOL, but sure.
Annabelle is the demon as well. It's not just the doll.
Yeah, we're talking about the demon.
And Paul says Frankenstein is strong, but not really too strong. I agree. All right, Raptor versus Longlegs. Can I just put the Raptor?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to find like an argument here, but I just can't.
The Velociraptor is too quick.
Yeah.
And it's like, not to bring the past up, but if the Raptor can beat Audrey too, I think it could beat like unhinged Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, for sure.
So in the wild card bracket, representing for the Spooky 16, Dracula, Annabelle, Red, and the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park.
This is nuts.
Going to the Eerie 8. Back to the slashers. Victor Crowley versus Angela Baker.
Victor, we know this.
Angela. I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay. I'm so joking. It's Victor.
Victor Crowley.
But she would give him a run for his money.
It'd be a close game. It'd be a
all
good
he would
game.
have to do is hold the ball up like this. She wouldn't even be able to reach it.
Y'all gonna leave Angela alone.
Bye, Angela.
Bye. Sleepaway Kid 2 and 3, y'all.
LMAO, the Raptor is Austin's. I didn't rig this.
Austin didn't rig this. No.
But now I'm invested. Now I want to see the Raptor go all the way. So
I have a feeling. We'll see.
But next matchup, Patrick Bateman, Art the Clown.
Whew.
I feel like this will go to Art.
Art.
They're both crazy though.
Yeah.
But
I feel like Patrick Bateman makes this a better game than people expect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good game, but I agree, Art the Clown. So
wow, look at them two. Wow.
Victor Crowley, Art the Clown coming up. That's gonna be fun. Freddy Krueger versus Candyman. Candyman's taller. Freddy can extend his arms.
He could extend. I feel like he's faster. He can fly if he wants to.
He could fly if he wants to, right?
He can be anyone if he wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we decided not to. Yes, he could be Kobe Bryant if he wanted to.
But we said that about Pennywise.
Right, we disqualified that element. But I do agree. My heart says Candyman, but I feel like Freddy Krueger wins.
Yeah, same here. Like I would love for Candyman to be there, but I think Freddy would have this in the bag.
I agree.
Yeah. Good run for Candyman, though.
Yeah.
But Freddy moves on. Samara versus Jennifer Check.
Now, how? Okay. I don't know.
So if it's this glitching shit we were talking about, it would me would be Samara over Jennifer. Because she wouldn't even be able to catch her.
And Jennifer can't talk shit to Samara because Samara don't fucking care.
Yeah, and Samara don't sleep, so like
true.
Samara is unfazed.
I would have to give this to Samara. Like as much as I want to give this to Jen, but
no, I agree. Because like if Samara can take down Pinhead that way, I feel like Pinhead was using logic we used earlier, it'd have to be Samara.
Yes.
I feel like Jennifer Check like physically would bully Samara a bit. I don't feel like it's like a clear win.
Yeah.
But Samara has that edge with glitching and the teleporting that I don't think Jennifer can counter.
I feel like Jennifer would be like, "You're an ugly bitch," and then Samara would pull her hair back and scare the shit out of her, and like, then kill her and be like, "Who's ugly now, bitch?"
Bitch. Period. Yeah. So I think it's a close back and forth game, but I agree with you guys. I think Samara moves on. So the Eerie 8, Victor Crowley, Art the Clown, Freddy Krueger, Samara. Next half of the bracket, the other side of the bracket. That's the Alien Predator matchup everyone wanted. It happened. I think there's a clear winner, though.
Well, before we do this, can we look at the chat real quick? Because Dre.
Oh, sorry.
No, it was some funny stuff in here because Dre was just saying that.
Damn, it's gonna be Freddy. He played pinball with
pinball
Jason.
with
So.
Jason.
Candyman flew out the window.
We talked about that.
I love it. I have to go with Venom. I meant Candyman. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Back to Jennifer.
Smargo Dragon Ball teleport.
I love it. AVP again.
Yeah, buddy.
It's Predator. Yeah, I agree.
I would go Predator as well with this matchup.
Yeah.
Like, I love the Xenomorph, but it barely got past the Brundlefly with the highly controversial end to that game. Predator's just dominating every matchup. Predator's doing like Teen Wolf dunks, I think.
Yes.
7 foot tall, super athletic. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like halfway through the game, he's taking off his helmet just to rub it in a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not even using his weapons or anything like that. It's just pure athletic ability.
Yes.
Predator is moving on.
Xenomorph, you had a good run.
Great run.
You won the last bracket, and this one you came close.
Mm-hmm. So, Alien, as a franchise, will not two-peat, but it was a great run. So, the Wolfman going up against King Kong. There is a big size advantage to King Kong.
Yes.
Who's faster? There is a
Wolfman's
size.
pretty. Well, Wolfman's not like the quickest in the original movie, but I feel like he should. If that original movie had like
the capability for him to be fast,
he would be. And I think the 2010 remake proves that.
I think a case could be made that the Wolfman is so small, he's able to outmaneuver King Kong with the basketball.
Yeah. Well, that goes to the same way with Rexy and the Velociraptor.
Right. And the Raptor and Audrey too.
And that too. Yeah.
Like, King Kong's going to block shots, but I don't think he can block every shot.
No.
And the Wolfman might just beat King Kong in that transition game, like running up and down the court.
Yeah.
Going between his legs.
Right. And King Kong's going to get his shots, but I think the Wolfman can do enough, like maybe pester King Kong on defense. Like, the Wolfman's not going to be blocking shots or anything, but just kind of getting as much as he can, and King Kong's just pestering him.
Right.
Distracting him.
This might be a close game because I feel like King Kong won't miss any of his shots, but Wolfman will tire out King Kong eventually.
Right.
And then get
so maybe King Kong starts missing shots at the end because he's tired.
He's tired because of Wolfman's agility.
All right, so we're doing it. Wolfman beats King Kong.
King Kong had a good run too.
Setting up I think there's going to be a great matchup between the Predator and the Wolfman. And now, Dracula versus Annabelle. Which I don't think I've seen the movie where it's revealed she's a demon. I didn't think she was making it past Jack Torrance.
Who, Annabelle? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's a dark-sided demon for sure.
I didn't think I guess I didn't see that one. I know there's more than one.
Well, it's the second one, Creation. Watch that. You'll see it for sure in that.
It's way better than the first Annabelle.
Way better. And scarier. It's scary to me. The third one was cool. But yeah.
Well, let's go with your bat theory. Is the bat going to be able to stop the demon?
Well, Dracula is the first supernatural opponent Annabelle's going up against.
Yeah. That's why this is a little difficult for me.
maybe demonic powers have no effect on Dracula because he's undead and not living.
Right, and Dracula's like friends with demons anyways. Like I feel like Dracula's unfazed.
I can't believe this. Dracula. I'm saying Dracula.
Yeah, it's hard for me to. Yeah, I'm going to say Dracula. I don't know what else to say about Annabelle.
And
I don't know what
now,
to say.
for the last spot in the Eerie 8, Red from us versus a fucking Velociraptor. I think this might be the easiest matchup the Raptor has had so far.
I'm going to go with Red because she has a tethered, and there's 2 of them to play versus 1 Velociraptor.
Oh,
But
so
the
we're bringing
Raptors-
in the tethers now?
I just
Well,
thought about it.
We're not bringing in no tethers. We're talking
But you got to
Red.
remember, Velociraptors hunt in packs.
There
This
you
is
go. So if you're bringing in
true.
tether, we're bringing in packs of raptors.
You know what's worse than 1 Velociraptor?
Oh,
2
God.
Velociraptors.
We'll get jumped, Mike. So we're just gonna stick with just Red and 1 Velociraptor, and
Yeah.
She's limber.
She's limber, but the
That's what I'm
Raptor's
saying.
quick and tall.
Mhm.
Like the Raptor's like 6.5 feet tall, I believe. Red is like Lupita Nyong'o is what, 5'5"?
Yeah.
Generously.
Can she bring her scissors?
The scissors are part of her whole
I would
thing.
say yes,
Because Red is a
I
part
don't-
of it's her.
but I don't. I mean, the Raptor already naturally has all those claws and teeth.
Right. Oh, I
I-
mean, not
I
that
think-
she could do anything with them, but
I'm picturing her riding the back of the Velociraptor.
me too. While you in my head, I was literally thinking that she's
That's
like on top of the
amazing.
raptor.
That's amazing.
No, I want to see like a AI of
I just think the logic we've had for the Velociraptor going this far
Yeah.
won't help Red.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Velociraptor. I'm trying to
I blame you for this. You should have just gave it to Audrey too.
child because Audrey
I blame
too,
you. I
Red
blame
still
y'all for
would've
this. I
lost.
thought Rexy was gonna get in on this fun.
Oh shit. No.
But let's be real. Let's be real. The power of Jurassic Park is too much.
Yeah.
Every
Audrey 2 isn't gonna
year.
make it that far anyway. But
Every year.
every year.
Oh my God.
And it's not
Damn
rigged,
it.
people.
And it's not rigged.
We didn't know what was happening or who was in what.
And every year I give Jurassic Park an extra game.
Yeah.
I always put them in the first 4, so
And one has
Our-
lasted this entire time.
so now the frightening 4. First up for this final 4, Victor Crowley versus Art the Clown.
Oh.
I don't know. And
This
it's so
would be a
funny
good
because me and
match.
Mike were just talking about our hot takes on our up and coming episode, and one of my hot
Ooh.
takes was saying that Victor Crowley's deaths are more interesting than Art's. So
It's
it's funny
something
that
where-
these 2
Yeah,
are together on here now.
it is funny
Um,
because they're very similar franchises, I think.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but basketball wise,
This is, first of all, I would love to see this for real.
yes,
Yeah.
While Victor is stronger, bigger, I don't know. I still feel like Art would get the one up on him. I think he somehow would.
I
end up
mean,
getting more
Oh,
shots.
the comment
No.
earlier, Art's footwork.
that is true. But I feel like since Victor's big, he could just like knock Art down.
You're not allowed to do that.
They're
I feel like-
monsters. They at this point.
Like I said, I feel
Vic-
like Victor Crowley would be like a Charles Barkley. type player. Art the Clown would be someone a bit more lankier.
Yeah.
Right.
Could shoot it well. I mean, they both can dunk, I'm sure. Art's using style points. Victor Crowley's more just kind of physically dominant.
Chat, what do y'all think? I don't know.
If this is football, tough. I would give it to Victor Crowley. If this were wrestling or football or something.
Oh, definitely. Hockey.
Yeah.
Basketball, there's a bit more finesse. I would say Victor. I think Art. I think it's a close game. I think Art. Yeah. You know it. I think Victor wins by 2.
Because you can't always bring size.
Adam has a great point. Art would have more highlights. Victor might have more points.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. Because you also think about it, like when I watch football, like I always think of like the bigger guys and stuff, and sure, but it's usually the smaller ones that score the most points and kind of like run faster. Well, like, they're the ones who they're just them looking big doesn't really do anything.
The big ones are doing different stuff.
I feel like it's one of those things where Art will be able to score and play some defense, but like Art would work harder for his points, whereas Victor, I think, could just kind of bully his way to the basket a bit and get easy 2 after easy 2 after easy 2. Whereas Art is working really hard using like hook shots and like fadeaways and threes just to lose by 3 or 4 points.
Okay.
Yeah. Vic.
I think it's a great game. I think it's like
I would love to see it.
It goes into like the Hall of Fame of basketball games.
Paul, you
Instant
need to watch
classic.
The Hatchet movies. Victor Crowley he was before Art. He's very similar to Art, just not as animated, but you still should check out the Hatchet movies. And you can see the similarities there. Yeah, they're all on Tubi, right? Most of them.
I think so.
Adam has a good point. I think Art wouldn't care as much. He would spend too much time laughing.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I just saw the comments. Sorry. Yeah, Victor Crowley, Hatchet, awesome. Awesome movies. If you like Terrifier, you'd like Hatchet, I think. Freddy Krueger versus Samara.
Get rid of this girl.
Here's the thing. Here's what I gotta say. Samara's teleporting glitch is OP. I think Freddy can stop it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And if not stop it, he can counter it, like answer it.
He always finds a way around things.
He could reverse the basketball hoop and it's backwards and she misses. Or
right.
He messes with reality. I'm going to give it to Freddy.
Yeah, I give it to Mr. Krueger. But Samara had a good run. Don't be hating, Mike. She eats.
So I actually had a 1 seed. Make it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's one more 1 seed in play, so
bless you.
Excuse me. But yeah, I had a 1 seed make it far. What was Victor Crowley? A 9 seed. So far we have a 9 seed and a 1 seed in the final frightening 4. Up next, the 4 seed Predator against the 3 seed Wolfman. Oh, okay.
There's a certain finesse that I think the Predator would have over the Wolfman. I think this would be another good matchup.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great game, but the Predator's bigger, faster. I think also has more style points. Predator is basically a bigger Art the Clown in terms of basketball.
Yes.
And a stronger.
And I think the Predator is the one to beat. So that's left so far. So
Predator is moving on to the Frightening 4. Guys, Guys.
Austin, I don't know. I'm not making this decision. I'm
Is
leaving
the
this up to
raptor
y'all
faster than Dracula?
in the audience.
I think the raptor is faster than Dracula. But this is like... This is a coin flip.
Oh,
Raptors are smart.
boy.
I think Dracula's smarter.
Mm-hmm.
The Raptors have the clear physical advantages, but Dracula has the supernatural advantages.
Right. Huh. I'm leaning towards Velociraptor, honestly. I still think the raptor would win. If the raptor beat out everybody else, I just feel like it would beat out Dracula.
I'm okay with that. If the chat wants to hop in, the chat has saved Dracula every single time.
What about this time?
I just don't see
I do
it.
gotta say, before Anthony left us, he did say put his vote towards the raptor. Paul, Velociraptors are more unique than Dracula.
Well, yes.
So I think the chat wants the Raptors to win.
The raptor win.
The raptor will win.
Crazy work.
Jurassic Park returns to the Final Four.
Hey. I'm actually proud.
But you know what? Looking at what we have now,
I don't know if it gets any farther.
It's about to get
and
crazy.
I'm saying that.
Yeah.
But
it's so funny how it's beating everyone pretty much easily, and now it's like, no chance.
Yeah. So, the Frightening Four is set. Victor Crowley, Freddy Krueger, the Predator, and the Velociraptor. First up, Victor Crowley, Freddy Krueger.
We gotta think on this, y'all.
So the thing we said with Freddy can still apply. He's able to do a lot of different things that would affect the game. Victor, who said Freddy would do more
like
highlights too?
Jason situation, like a Freddy versus Jason, technically.
Right. And technically, Jason won at the end.
This is true.
Well, it's to be debatable because some people said that Freddy won because that blink at the end is like he was fucking with Jason's head to make it seem like he won.
On the neutral court, Jason won.
And that's because they had the help of dumbass Lori and
Sure.
Boo. I voted for Freddy, by the way, when Freddy versus Jason came out.
That's fair. I'm just saying that was a neutral court.
Yeah.
And I don't think Victor is as, I'm going to say, simple as Jason.
Oh, no. Because Victor Crowley can die and come back to life the same night. You don't have to wait like a year or whatever. Like, literally, he'll regenerate and come back that same night. It's crazy.
Right. So I put Victor in this. I put Victor in the slasher bracket, but he is supernatural.
Yes. He's technically a ghost.
Yeah. So
very physical ghost.
But Freddy has powers.
Powers, right.
And stretchy arms.
Yes.
Ooh. If it was like, if you take that away from Freddy, then Victor's dominating.
So Freddy's powers is getting him up here.
But I think Victor can beat Freddy in basketball even with Freddy's powers.
Probably.
Because Freddy can like distort reality and throw him around like, but at the end of the day, I think Victor's still gonna just get easy twos.
Yeah, I can
knock
see
Freddy
that.
down when he can, but what do you guys think?
I'm struggling with this one.
Like someone said earlier, Freddy would have more highlights and Victor might have more points, I think.
Yeah.
Well, we said that about art, right?
About art, but I think that applies to Freddy.
Well, yeah, true. But the difference between Art and Freddy is that, again, Freddy has the powers where Art necessarily.
Right.
That's where they defer.
I guess technically we can say Freddy has telekinesis because he can move shit in dreams.
But I feel like Freddy's doing all this work just for Victor to go down to the other end and get it easy too.
Right. Well, I'm just going to. My heart says Freddy, but I think Victor would get this. So Victor, I'm not changing it. That's what it is, Victor.
Like in my head, what I'm trying to do, I would think, how plausible is it that Freddy would get a lot of points over Victor, and then how plausible would it be Victor would get more points over Freddy when they have the ball? Ooh. I'm gonna go Victor. I feel like Freddy will start out trying to play, and then he'll realize I can't beat him regularly, so I have to use my powers to try to stop him.
I think the same way. And then even with Freddy using his powers, I still think Victor gets some. So Freddy makes it close at the end. He comes roaring back, but I think Victor wins it.
Wow.
Freddy is unable to complete the comeback. Victor moves on to the championship.
Victor Crowley is right there. This is
now
okay.
The Predator versus the Velociraptor. The matchup everyone has been waiting for.
As much as I love the Velociraptor, I'm going to have to give this one to the Predator.
Yeah, I agree. The Predator, I think the Velociraptor is quicker.
Yes.
But the Predator is quick enough to still play solid defense.
Mm-hmm.
And the Raptor is going to get buckets, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Raptor is great from 3-point. And if the Predator is starting to come behind a little bit, I think the Predator is good from the 3-point line.
Yes.
I only see Raptors doing layups, so that's it.
Right. So if the Predator is unable to get a couple stops, he'll just start shooting threes. And I think that'll confuse the Raptor. Paul agrees. The Predators have too much skill.
They do.
Ooh.
And this is where the skill beats the talent. Predators moving on.
Is this about to be the two universes combined in the last bracket, and this one could be the winners?
I just thought about that, Mike. That's crazy.
Also, just so happens to be a franchise that Austin likes, but we swear it's not rigged.
Right?
It's not rigged. It's not rigged.
Okay.
Wow.
Victor Crowley versus the Predator.
This might be the best basketball match ever.
I'm here for it. It's a lot of growling, a lot of aggressiveness.
Yeah.
A lot of back and forth, a lot of missed shots because they're both going to be good.
Yes.
Right. I think the difference is, do we think Victor Crowley can make a 3-point?
I just imagine him like...
yeah, Granny.
Right?
Granny stuff. Because I don't think either's going to out-dominate the other. Predator's got height, but Victor Crowley is still...
I think the Predator has more a variety of skills that'll help up against
Adam says the Predator is going to be able to shoot threes like crazy, and threes are worth more than twos.
And I do see the Predator dunking as much as Victor Crowley probably would have too. But
yeah, the Predator's still getting his dunks in, but I think the threes are the difference.
Yes.
I don't know if Victor Crowley can shoot the three like the Predator can.
Right.
But
I think it's a great game. I think it's a close game. It might even go to overtime.
Hear me out. What happens if there's a foul and then somebody just has to do some shots, and that's the winning point? is from the foul.
I feel like Victor Crowley will foul more than Predator.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
He'll get mad that he keeps scoring and like grab his foot as he's
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think it's kind of clear to me that it's Predator.
The Predator's just crazy. Like, the Predator to me would be like an NBA player. Just everything you would want. And
Wow.
the Predator is the 2025 winner of Monster Madness.
Let's go.
That is insane. Okay, question. Is there anyone on the list we think could have beaten the Predator? That they just, it's just the way things worked out. It wasn't going to happen.
Let's take a look.
Art the Clown, I don't know if would have beaten, but that would have been a good matchup.
A good match, yeah.
Freddy, never out of it.
Jennifer
Candyman.
I'm joking, not Jennifer.
I think Jennifer Check would be in the top 10, 12. Just because, like, some of the competition is like, you know, Christine.
Yeah.
Christine.
Chucky. Cujo. Like.
Yeah.
I think once this was established as a basketball tournament, the Predator was winning his bracket. His only competition was the Wolfman, and he beat the Wolfman head on.
Right.
Terminator.
Terminator could have been
Terminator.
one.
I could see a contender. Yeah.
Dracula.
Paul Drug. So I think I need to brush up on my Dracula shit before coming in here because I'm having trouble remembering everything he can do.
Possibly Samara.
Oh God.
Because Samara was able.
Like
I don't think that basketball is shimmering along with her body.
She's in a supernatural entity, so whatever she touches can go along with her.
She's not what the hell's her name from X-Men? She's not the damn
Kitty Pryde.
Yes.
I feel like
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
The basketball is the basketball because if that was the case, we could have done that whole what everybody else does it'll happen to the basketball too thing.
But yeah,
but not everybody else have that same power as her.
No, not that specific thing, but moving the basketball is different than like, oh, it's glitching along with me. The basketball isn't from inside.
It's moving with her.
The basketball is out in the outside world.
All right, so how about this? How about this? She has the basketball, she throws it, glitch to the other side to catch it, and then dunks it. Bam.
That's different. Okay,
Flat.
that I can see.
That's what she does.
But she's frail. She's been in a freaking cave.
She's a ghost.
She doesn't have any body strength to throw a basketball to the other end of the court.
In that case, Victor Crowley don't have body strength. He's a ghost.
What? He does. Do you see how big he is?
But he's a ghost.
He's physically ripped. I don't want to say anything else because you haven't seen it. But we've seen Victor Crowley is strong in the movies. We have not seen Samara be strong. We've seen her glitch, and then we've seen her fuck people's faces up in the next shot.
All right, that doesn't mean she can't shoot a ball into a hoop.
Need I remind you, she did go toe-to-toe with Brenda in Scary Movie 3.
Austin said this like 10 times. You need to understand this, Mike, okay?
I think, Predator is, high up there. I maintain
the basketball horror champion.
Yes.
I still think the Blob could have done a little more damage.
No.
What could have been?
Too, the Blob deserve to stay where they are at. Like, they're fine. They don't need to be any further up than this.
Sometimes this would have been about the matchup.
This would have been so interesting if this was like a fight. It would have been so interesting to see what else we would have gotten.
Now, if we did a fight, this would be a whole different story.
It would be, yeah.
The Predator, if it was a fight, the Predator still could have won it all, though.
Yeah. Could have. I don't think it's winning against the Blob.
But the Blob is in a different bracket. So
but also,
the Predator could have made to the Final Four.
The Predator's smart, though. And if it realizes it has weaknesses, it could use that against the Blob.
if anything's beating the Blob, it's the Predator. Just like if anything's beating the Thing, it's the Predator.
Hollywood, we have so many combinations for movies for y'all to put out. Predator versus
Here's
the
all
Blob.
the things a Predator needs to fight and or play basketball against.
Anaconda
that's
versus
crazy how the
Jaws.
last one was Alien and then this one is Predator.
Predator, yeah.
Yeah. So all my faves are always winning. I promise I don't rig these. But next year, I already know what I want to do next year.
What is
Horror Heroes.
Oh, this is
Okay.
going to be a battle.
But it's got to be another basketball matchup.
That's fine. My girl Alice will come prepared.
Please do not put her. How you know
She's
she's on that list?
She'll. Austin, I beg of you to
Austin,
add
do not
Alice
put
from,
her on that list.
from Dream Master.
You know what?
in this.
Actually, put her on that list because it don't count if she don't have any powers. So
she has powers.
So what she's going to do? Absorb whoever she's going up against powers?
No,
so
it's
then she
whatever
can-
power she had in the movies is what is going to apply. So
No.
she can flip. She's athletic. She can do all of that.
I don't like it.
Well,
Because
But
that's put her in a much better advantage than any other hero.
No, it
that's out
doesn't.
there. It does, because Laurie Strode don't have powers. Sydney, Nancy, Ripley don't have powers.
Sydney is invincible, clearly. So that's her power. And-
Here's the thing, like the Terminator can come back as a hero because of Terminator 2.
Yeah, that is true. I'm here for that, actually.
And Alien versus Predator establishes that the
Oh,
Predator can
jeez.
be a hero.
Jeez.
The Predator might, if I put the Predator in the bracket next year, could be our first back-to-back champion. If the Predator makes it in the Horror Heroes bracket.
Mm.
But no, it would be characters like Laurie Strode, Sidney Prescott, Bruce, I almost said Bruce Campbell, Ash Williams, not Bruce Campbell, Ash Williams, or maybe I'll just put Bruce Campbell in just actual Bruce Campbell.
In that case, put Nicolas Cage. Throw him in here. Just Nicolas.
Might as well just Nicolas Cage.
He's a character by himself on Dead by Daylight. It's literally
Then
just
he would
Nicolas
count.
Cage.
Then he would count. But yeah, I think Horror Heroes would be fun.
That would be
Maybe
fun,
I'll put in
yeah.
Seymour from Little
Feed
Shop.
me, Seymour, feed me.
So,
Oh my god.
thank you guys so much for joining
Yes.
this. This was so much fun. I think we did good. I think this was a whole hour shorter than last year.
Well, I think because once we got the arguments out the first round, we kind of knew what would be the next rounds going in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time it was a battle back and forth each time. We wanted our movies to win.
Right. And I think it helped that this was a basketball tournament, so it's like now after the first round we kind of knew what our players were like.
Mhm.
But yeah, the Predator wins. I'm super
pleased.
happy about it.
No, I'm happy too.
So
I want to see the gif of him like on top of that. Was it like the pyramid? And he's like, "Roar."
Yeah, the basketball
Roar.
instead of something else.
Yes.
Yeah, the basketball instead of the step.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's
And then the
I
Space
got
Jam music is in the background. As you- Come
They're
on and
playing
slam.
Oh wait, I was thinking of the song from Like Mike.
Oh.
We're playing basketball.
Yeah.
Oh. This is
Basketball.
nuts. I'm just gonna
This is a
say
lot
throw
of fun.
Sanaa Lathan or Sigourney Weaver in next year.
Oh, please.
And let's see.
Oh, it would have to be Alien Resurrection. Sigourney Weaver.
Oh.
Oh my god.
But would she be considered a hero in that movie? Really?
Yes.
Hero enough.
They would have died without her.
Is
But
Teen
she
Wolf
didn't
a
care about her,
hero?
though.
What was the question?
Wolf.
Is Teen Wolf a hero?
I don't really. In my head, I'm thinking
remember.
of the TV show.
I'm thinking of the movie with Michael J. Fox, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
I don't
because
really
if he's in, he'd have to be a 1 seed.
True. I
Riddick.
think on him.
Yeah, Alien 4 Ripley is edgy hero. I agree, Paul. I agree.
Anti-hero, yeah, I could see that.
So, let's wrap this up, boys. Yes. It is a Wednesday night, and we went hard. Fun. I love this. This is my favorite time of the year.
Yes,
this was an unexpected thing. I just came in knowing like, okay, we're going to be talking about like horror characters fighting, I think, or like you said, popular. That basketball thing threw me for a loop. It made it way more.
I thought it was a joke. You was like, "Oh no!" I'm like, "Okay, then let's go basketball."
Oh, we're doing this. We're doing
let's
this.
do it.
It was fun. This went. This I loved this. Where can the people find you guys? Should you guys want to be found?
You can find us on Spotify and Apple and all those other podcasting platforms. People Under the Scares. You can also find us on patreon.com/people under scares, where we do Buffy the Vampire Slayer reactions. We have early episodes and then a new movie review every month. Yes. And we are at the good season of Buffy, season 3. And Bobby and I have been going at it.
Yes. That's every day, though.
I love it. All right, guys. You can find me everywhere. Socials, Austin M. Torres. Also, Would You Die Show, at Would You Die Show on Instagram, Facebook, all that fun stuff. And yeah, this is a great live stream. Congratulations to The Predator for being our 2025 Monster Madness champion. And everyone have a great night.
Good night.